reaching out, 'cause I cannot fight this feeling anymore. Feels like I've been blown away. I'm pushing out, we're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. I'm reaching out, 'cause I cannot fight this feeling anymore. Feels like I've been blown away. I'm pushing out, we're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again.
It's contagious. Tell me, do you feel it too? Mr. Magician, tricking me to loving you. Turning pages, looking for something new. But the rain is stopping me from pulling through. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the loving in two. 'Cause I'm needing nothing, coming straight there from you. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the loving in two. 'Cause I'm needing nothing. Oh, Mr. Magician. from you. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the love in two, cause I'm needing that depth.
Hold on, the stream's
Ooh,
lagging.
ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm no longer asleep. I'm no longer on the restroom. We're good to go.
We're getting into this game.
Take it away. We have who do we have here? We have Ethan without the three and Jaiga joining me here in the booth. We got Dinosaur Club for the Team Solo Chill, BTL Season 9, Week 4. Here we are. Wait, we good to go? All right. Now go ahead.
Good to
Wait,
go.
I just messed up. Now we're good to go. All right, go ahead. Go, go, go.
All right, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
straight into the bands we go. Uh, TF band coming out, gonna be targeting that JC one trick as per usual. Fizz coming out, gonna take care of one of Dupus's many threats as an AP carry, but we'll see how hard he can carry this time around as Dinosaur Club are going to lock in the Graves first pick. Ethan, what do you think about this matchup today, considering you have an interesting perspective as another player in BTL?
Um, well, at least from a mid lane perspective, these are definitely two of the better players for their position in the league. I think Jay is probably has an advantage in the matchup. JC on Team Solo Chill, but it is very close. They're both really good mid laners. We actually played against both of them in scrims, and they're both really good. But for the overall matchup wise, I think standings wise, you would have to favor Dinosaur Club right now.
Hmm.
They're higher in the standings, and I think that I forget who have they played opponents wise.
They lost. I could pull the schedule up really quick, but they lost
They
last week
they
to.
both teams lost to Predictive.
Yes, so Predictive has beaten both of these teams, but other than that, that was the only time that Dinosaur Club dropped 2 games. That was the first time Dinosaur Club dropped 2 games. They actually, in fact, managed to still steal a win off of that series, so they are
Yeah.
currently like 5-2 right now.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I would probably favor Dinosaur Club. They're higher in the standings right now. They did a better showing against one of the better teams in the league, and I do think that not to disrespect CA Tough, but seeing as they're at the bottom of the standings right now, the fact that Team Silichil was not able to 2-0 them is a bit concerning.
I mean,
Yeah,
neither was
but
Mob
we.
Mentality, to be fair.
Hmm.
All right, Mom, we don't talk about that game. That was also post Victor 506 joining the team, so
This
True.
is true, true.
and
Uh,
a different roster.
Mamba Mentality has also beaten Team Solo Chill 2-0. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Mamba Mentality looking incredibly strong,
Yeah,
despite really, in my opinion, sloppy gameplay that absolutely fried my brain 2 nights ago. But yeah, so thank you for that insight. Very cool. Just seeing how another player reacts to a matchup. The bans are almost completed on both sides. Got some jungle support bans coming through, and a lot of focus on the top side of the map, in my opinion, taking away Karma, taking away Shen, Maokai, Mordekaiser set, and a volley bear ban. I believe is what was
yeah, I
locked
think
in.
so. I think the pro draft just broke. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
volley
a
bear
volley
ban.
ban. So
I
yeah,
really like Team Solid Chill's draft so far. Kate Morgana is just a really strong bot lane, and the Silas to counter the Malphite, not necessarily a counter, but more of like a you're gonna pick something with a strong ultimate will answer that with something that can steal that ultimate. So
for sure. Hecarim going to be picked up for Team Solo Chill as well. A very strong pick, in my opinion. Recently has been buffed a lot, so I do like that pickup. I do also agree with you. I think that Team Solo Chill's comp, as of it stands right now, is really well suited to dismantling this Dinosaur Club comp, especially as they just continue to lock in juicy ultimate after juicy ultimate for that Silas to steal.
yeah,
So
definitely. I think the
Yeah,
Graves pick also at the start from Dinosaur Club was an attempt to steal something away from Team Solo Chill because I know Wanna Fly High in the jungle is a pretty good Graves player.
for sure, for sure. We have seen. I think in houses we saw a Graves 80 carry. Ari gonna be locked in for Dupus. Gonna be playing another signature AP carry. So we'll see if he chooses to go dummy crazy on that. But
Mm.
uh,
I
just waiting
believe
on the
that's
R5.
is that Silas top lane? I think so.
It should be Silas top lane. In my
Yeah,
opinion, usually he matches up best against a Malphite in any comp.
yeah. And Oriana here will even out the comp. Silas and Hecarim are both great for Oriana to put the ball on to deliver that into the enemy team, but
For hmm
the carries on the side of Dinosaur Club are very mobile, so that's something to keep in mind.
This is true. Team Solo Chill opting for a much, I would say, conventionally safer comp. Uh, I would say Hecarim, he is a very really good utility champ in terms of ganks in the early game. Tends to die a little bit more than he kills people, but what if he gets those assists high enough, he could really enable JC or Blakey Ski to really get ahead in this matchup. And we've seen JC absolutely pop off on Oriana previously, so we'll see if he keeps J spotting. But yeah, we are into the actual picks and bans.
Well, the Ash ban I also didn't comment on. The TF and Ash are TF against JC when you mentioned earlier, but the Ash is something that Blakey Ski likes to pick a lot. Bot lane, just a solid
Mm-hmm.
safe utility
Yeah,
pick.
we banded against them too. I'm referring to my mentality.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mordekaiser, we actually see Ethan's teammate, I Triforce, pick quite consistently. Little pro tip, in my opinion, would be to ban it against Ape Chimps, because he tends to
come on,
pick it up
Jagga,
when.
dude. Trying to leak our strats.
I mean, to be honest, the strat's already leaked.
That's fair. Yeah, Ito's done a good enough job with that.
I
Oh
Triforce,
yeah, of course.
I think Mordekaiser is I Triforce's most played champ so far this season, at least in BTL games. I haven't personally checked out his OP.gg, but something to keep in mind. Vayne, oh, that was a voice crack and a half. But Vayne actually got through the picks and bans here, so at least we're finally starting to veer away from a Vayne comp, which we have seen do absolutely disgusting things in BTL.
Yeah.
But yeah,
After the first game of the season, I think that everyone else is like, hey, this champion exists.
she's
But
pretty much a GG if she gets to late game because she has true damage in her kit. Crazy.
yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can do against it, but a good Vayne player in the late game can pretty much solo carry.
hmm I think a matchup that's going to be very interesting is going to be Volte and Boaf in the top lane. Boaf has had, I would say, a little bit of a struggle against some other top lanes, and Volte has been shown to be very good. He had an outstanding game on uh, Camille earlier this season, which I think speaks to Volte's talent as a top laner. So I definitely think that top side of the map is a strength for Team Solo Chill, and I'm gonna be excited to see how Dinosaur Club tries to dismantle it.
Yeah, he definitely also had a really like super hard pop-off game on Mordekaiser as well. There's a lot of
Mm.
Mordekaiser players in this league. Vayne and Mordekaiser.
Speak with your chest. Uh, always doing that in my opinion. I try to always do that, but I have a very small chest. I am a skinny white man, so not a lot of chest there.
Wow, that was
Yo, Chris, like, yo, we didn't have to go that far, yo.
yeah, dear Lord Jaga. Wow.
I
All
mean,
right.
I roast myself more often than anybody else roasts me. Keeps my self-esteem up.
Yeah, Valte in terms of the top matchup, Valte definitely has a rank advantage. He's Plat 1 as opposed to WoW's Plat 4. And they have a similar number of games, so that should be a fair comparison. But I don't know. I think Valte should win this, and he should be a pressure point. I don't know exactly how the matchup goes, but Silas into Malphite sounds decent enough for the Silas, and he shouldn't be in a huge risk of being ganked by the Graves a lot, just because Graves is not the best ganker. It's not
Yeah,
awful with W, but he's not like someone you'd expect to be ganking very much.
yeah, and I think Volta is also pretty safe in that he has range and sort of more mobility than Graves. Unless Graves is able to get like a crazy behind the back flank, I don't think Volte will be taking any deaths too early on. I actually think Bluff should have gone with a. While it is still a good ultimate for Silas to steal, I think Bluff would have been better off on a champion like Ornn, because Malphite, for me, he's weird when it comes to being a tank, because like I just think he's not like the most consistent tank champion, especially when you can build him kind of more full AP one shotty. You can focus on that angle. But we've seen Woff do pretty well on Ornn, so I think that's a champ he should consider more often.
Yeah, I get that. I do think that the Malphite is fine, especially. I mean, these were picks after the fact, or I guess
Yes.
Caitlyn was picked first, but Malphite into this comp with Orianna and Caitlyn having very limited mobility. Caitlyn has her net, but it's not the largest dash, but is going to be very effective. I mean, the only thing stopping that is Morgana Black Shield, but it's
Hmm.
two immobile carries, and on the other side, Silas being able to steal the Malphite ult, the Ari and the Ezreal should be able to get away from that if they have fast hands. Of course, it all comes down to that, but it's the Malphite ult definitely feels better on Dinosaur Club's team right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think that I think the way Dinosaur Club is drafted is a bit more split pushy, whereas you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Team Solo Chill definitely seemed to have more of a fighting comp. I don't know. It's very weird in my opinion to not see just like really set. Well, like both teams have really hard engage tools with the Silas and the Hecarim on Team Solo Chill and the Malphite and the Braum, as well as Dupus on the Artie being able to charm. But like
Mm.
I'm not really picturing how the 5v5s are gonna go, just from looking at the comps and draft.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that Dinosaur Club has a split push comp.
Hmm.
I think that both teams are just pretty normal skirmish comps. I mean, Ari can side lane, I guess, but she's also fine just going for flanks on backline. Or, I mean, front to back isn't best for her because her front to back damage isn't amazing, but it's not like you can't front to back with Ari. But I don't know. I think with the Graves and Ezreal and then Ari flanking with Malphite engage, it's a pretty standard skirmish or team fight comp. And I would say the same for the other side as well.
Hmm.
Although TSC has more of a dive comp with Hecarim and then Silas trying. They're going to be just looking to go in and end the fights quick.
Yep. In my humble opinion, I think that both Graves and Hecarim should focus their attention on bot lane. I think while both um, while both lanes are pretty sustainable by themselves, I think that they should try and get their carry either Rim Almighty or Blakey Ski, who has done both of whom have very hard potential to pop off and just absolutely carry games. They're both playing level 7 mastery champs, so very comfortable in the spot lane. But I think that that should be where the sort of lead is trying to get to.
Yeah. I Yeah, I think that looking towards bot lane would be good. Hecarim definitely has more of an advantage in terms of ganking, and I expect for TSC to have their bot lane
Oh, this is
constantly
a
be
try
shoving.
hard game. Look at these level 7s. 9 level 7s. Only
Yeah,
non-level 7s and level 6 are. Wait, how are you level 6 with
he
711,000 points?
definitely just likes purple more
Yeah,
than blue.
apparently so.
I guarantee it.
Essentially, everyone is level 7.
It's yeah, he has 700,000 mastery points, and it's his most played unranked, and he has a decent win rate. There's no way that he doesn't have seven. Seven's not that hard to get on someone that you're good at.
This is true.
I wonder, both teams have pretty decent level ones. I probably favor, I don't know, maybe I'd favor TSC just with
I
Morgana, but I don't know.
This is fair. I mean, standard 5-point starts coming out from everyone involved.
Yeah, it
So,
looks like no shenanigans this time.
sadly,
Unfortunately, those are always fun to watch.
we love it when we get first blood in the first minute or so.
First minute's pretty fast, not gonna lie.
That's true. It takes like a hard invade to get there, but I mean, minute 30 is also passable.
Minute 30, yeah. Well, I don't know
Hecarim's
anything
going to
about
be starting
pathing.
blue side.
Yeah,
I
I
have
know nothing about pathing, so I don't know what that means for where he'll end up. But I imagine top side. I don't know if he does a full clear though.
I think it's more common for Hecarim. This is just from gameplay that I've seen, but I think Hecarim goes blue red instead, and then tries to get an early like level 2 gank off with his E or something. Uh, I'm not 100% sure though, because neither of us are jungle players, so we'll just see where he lands and be like, oh, it's a pleasant surprise. But yeah, standard start coming out here from both sides as Graves also starts on his blue.
Yeah, the Dino Club's bot lane got there a lot faster because they didn't have to leash, so they're definitely gonna have a small early advantage. But everything's looking pretty normal right now. They should start to get the pushback, just naturally being Kate Morgana. They kind of shove in anyone in the game. I'm sure there are exceptions to that, but this bot lane feels pretty strong and pretty oppressive. Although right now, I mean, they're getting shoved in.
Ooh, early aggression from Valte onto Boaf. Gonna get him down to about half health, but both of them started corrupting potions and cookies, so they'll just be able to sustain that.
Yeah, that build has so much sustain. It's really hard to, like, you poke someone out from full HP, like, all the way down to, like, maybe half or, I don't know, a quarter, and they just get all of it back. It's absurd how much sustain you get from that. But Malphite did have to pop 2 already. Although I don't know if he had to. So Valte's gonna have a small advantage
think
right here.
Malphite chose to pop 2 corrupting pots instead of one of the cookies, whereas Valte decided to go for a cookie as opposed to a corruption pot.
Okay. Does he
But
have
yeah,
inspiration secondary?
I cannot really. Hold on. We're seeing. Oh,
So,
I cannot tell. It is a little hard to decipher, but I imagined he took inspiration secondary because that is how you get the cookies if you did not take inspiration as the primary,
yeah.
which nobody seems to be subscribing to the Korean school of summoner spellbook, which
Yeah.
got recently nerfed.
Yeah, Summoner Spellbook is pretty useful, but I don't know. Not on I don't see you taking that on anyone in this game. I could see Oriana, but I don't know what else.
I think it used to be pretty meta to pick it on Ornn. I'm not sure though, but
Maybe. What
I
do you
think
think about
also
this Glacial Augment from Morgana?
I actually think that's a really solid pick, especially considering that it slows down people for Hecarim. I think it's definitely a standard build path to go. Ari also tends to run it too, but we see Dupus electing for the electrocute, and here's that early gank
Early
that we
gank
were
on
seeing.
top lane. They get the flash, but
Ooh.
oh, Volte is going to die there.
Ah!
He didn't flash the tower shot. It was a little bit too late for him to. But he just decides to save that, which is smart. But gank gone wrong.
For sure, for sure. Both are going to be able to TP back to lane, but that is a flash burnt by Waff. Going to make him a potential return target for Wanna Fly High, who is
Yeah.
starting to make his presence felt.
The catalyst definitely helps him survive in this lane a lot better though, and so it might be harder for him to become a gank target. I imagine he'd be going for Abyssal Mask here against Silas or Oriana Morgana. A potential play onto the Kate trap was a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think the Q from Coach Kirk kind of saved him there. Delayed Ari from getting in range for that.
Or Kate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think
Sorry.
the electrocute from the no worries. I do think the electrocute from the Ari here is. Oh, are we?
BTL pause? BTL pause? Fellas? There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah. I was wondering when we were gonna get that. One thing I was gonna talk about. You mentioned that the no GLP on Ari.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched my last game, then you know that I took GLP on Ari, and the main reason I think that he's not going GLP here is because he's actually good at Ari. So he's looking to put out a lot of damage. He's the main EP threat on his team, so he can't really afford to go more defensive. And I also think that speaks confidence to what he thinks his ability to carry this game and potentially win lane against JC. But right now
Well,
he's down about 3 CS, but he should get that on this wave that is crashing his tower.
yeah, nothing too insurmountable. I personally like. I personally like running electrocute just because that's like gives me a little bit more damage. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing damage as opposed to GLP, which usually inspiration tree or like sorcery tree on AP carries make me feel like I'm doing nothing. I do think that he's showing that he's definitely confident in the fact that he took ignite when he could just take TP, which I think is a very safe pick because electrocute does give you plenty of damage.
Hecarim going in here, but he's probably just gonna die.
Ooh.
And Kate is gonna get out, but have to use her flash.
Dupus getting off to a very good start. Bluff is also here, both using their TPs.
Watch for the Malphite ult, and he gets that off, so they'll get a trade kill back, and maybe 2 here. Yeah, they'll get that. The flash, the ignite at the end, I don't know if that was necessary, but we'll give it style points. Everyone else is going to get out, but Dragon has not been taken.
Yeah, very interesting little skirmish there. Oh wait, Blakeyski and Natividaddy are staying for it, so
Yeah, Wanna Fly High has come back for this. They won the second exchange there, which gave them control of the area. But I believe that, yeah, Blakeyski missed out on a decent amount of CS down there in going for that play. So there might be a small lead there once the minions are killed. We'll see.
yeah. Tier picked up for Volte overextended. Gonna be going down here. Ooh. Feels bad.
He's getting punished, but he has a decent CS lead, so that doesn't feel too bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. Ooh.
He might miss a wave. Or
Heal gonna be
here. He doesn't have TP.
Heal gonna be burned in the top lane as Coach Kirk gets a little caught out, and Blakeyski and Natividaddy showing the fact that, yeah, there's a lot of poke from this Kate Morgana comp down here.
The 2 turret shots to Blakeyski kind of hurts there for keeping up that aggression, but it's not too bad.
About a 10 CS lead.
Yeah. Duplis is looking down here. I don't know if they'll look for a play. They're probably just looking to protect the red buff.
Delightful Jew. Gonna...
I secured that. Yeah, it was blue team, right? Yeah, Dino Club. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll be able to get the The
I don't know.
boy.
We might see a skirmish here. They're looking 3 or grouping topside.
Ooh.
Rim Almighty.
Rim Almighty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. And they could get a kill on Bow here. They have the
Fear?
shockwave. Yeah, that's going to be a kill on Bow, but
Oh, but Graves getting return kill onto Volte.
Dupless could look... no, they're dissuaded by the Oriana ball. But a 1-for-1 up there. Ultimately, Dino Club is not able to get the Herald, so you can call Worth if you want. I'm not sure. Volte does have nearly all of his team's deaths, but I think
No,
a
he
couple
does.
of them have been
Oh,
for the team.
yeah. JC gonna be taken very low from the poke that is Ari.
Yeah.
But yeah, really missed opportunity there for Team Solo Chill. Dupless, if he was up in the top side of the map, they probably could have gotten that fight a lot smoother and potentially even taken the Eye of the Rift Herald, because that is essentially, unless you use it to just get one of your lanes plating, it's always going to be first tower priority for you. So considering that the gold lead is almost like dead even, okay, they just jumped up a couple hundred gold now, but like still very even. I don't think that was something that, gosh, I am not having a good brain day.
It's alright. Yeah, Jay's actually going to take a bad back and miss some minions here, which feels bad for that. Should miss a part of that wave, which will give, or maybe all of it. He'll get 1 minion. But Dupless is going to start growing the CS lead. It's very, very small right now, but...
Oh, and actually, Dupless might get caught out here. Graves is going to get caught out.
Graves
Go
is dead,
down.
Dupless
Nope.
is out. Is it, and is it
Dupless is out.
Dupless or is it Dupus? Because I know the there's 2 eyes there, but I don't know if the eye is supposed to look like an L.
I think
imagine
it's
it is.
supposed to look like an L, but I'm pretty sure it's Dupless.
Okay.
See if anybody in Twitch chat wants to flame me for it. But
I prefer saying Dupless.
Dupless sounds better. Dupless just feels awkward.
Noodle.
It-
He do piss though.
yeah, in my opinion, Dupless rolls off the tongue more, but I don't like getting people's names wrong, especially because I am somebody whose screen name is like purposefully hard. But
Jaiga? I don't know.
I
Jaiga,
I hear
Jaiga?
Jaiga, Jaga. It's essentially the same because it's a nonsensical word with no meaning. But
Okay.
typically I say
it's
it.
too hard.
Yeah, typically I say Jai like chai and then Ga, Jaiga.
Jaiga, okay.
Bet you have
Makes
to get
sense.
that next time I introduce this person.
Root gonna connect, but
Gold is
nothing.
Yeah. Gold pretty much completely even right now, but the extra dragon on the side of TSC feels good for them.
For sure. Although that does. Oh, wanna fly high, gonna be spotted out here, but Volte.
Oh, miscommunication on that.
Oh, return ult. Volte gonna just heal up, but will go
They have
down.
the Oriana shockwave. That's a huge shockwave, but they get Coach Kirk, but it looks like it's just gonna be a 1-for-1 for now.
Oh, Bluff almost dead. Lives with like 10 HP. Oh my goodness. This fight is all over the place, and it seems like
another return, and JC is gonna die here too. So the end of that fight going very poorly for TSC. Great turn for Dino Club, and they'll look to get this dragon. Wanna Fly High is gonna run down here, but it'll definitely be gone before he can get there. They're gonna look to clean it up though. The TP coming in on the flank. They might get
Voltage
out
is
here
gonna
for
be
free.
blinded, and they will also get a kill.
Is gonna die, but another TP coming in here. This fight just never ends.
NA, the fight that keeps on fighting.
Yeah.
But in terms of who won that, it's definitely in favor of Dinosaur Club right now. They've grown a 2k gold lead off of that. Yeah, a shutdown was given over to Hecarim, but I would say for 2-0 on Dupus and 2-1 on Ezreal, that's pretty worth.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially
Niblix
with a
definitely has a lot of gold right now.
especially with a cloud drag that is gonna just make those high value ultimates that Silas is trying to steal up just far more often.
Yeah, 100%. Ari, especially if the Cloud Drake. I mean, it's only one Cloud Drake, but it definitely helps out with Malphite, especially because Malphite's the sort of champion we're going to be ulting off cooldown often, or on cooldown, just whenever it comes up. They're looking for a play mid here, actually. JC has no flash, so if the Malphite gets in range, he should die.
Ooh!
And that is going to be a kill on him.
Very clean communication there. Valte had just backed, so Boff had all the time in the world to just saunter on down there, and they actually do have Prio over the Rift Herald now. Probably going to see a skirmish over it if the Delightful Jew doesn't go down to a red buff invade.
Should be
Delightful
fine.
Jewish man.
The Delightful Jewish man? Okay.
Gotta
We'll
be
keep that in mind.
POS.
I'm kidding. You don't actually have to say that. That's what I'm.
If that is the Delightful Jewish man's wishes, we will abide by them.
Oh, it's definitely not. I'm pretty sure he said that you could just call him the Delightful Jew.
Well, his jungle play certainly is delightful. He's made his presence known. Alt's gonna be used from Dupus. I believe that was the last charge of his ult. Oh,
Went in to
Nope.
look for one last bit of poke, but I don't think it's
Look
key
at all
connected.
the damage that Ari does without landing the E over Q.
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually getting a
I-
stopwatch from
yeah.
Natividad
Yeah.
feels,
Just being
Pretty
in the
good.
general area, especially with the W and R.
yeah. Not even point and click, just click.
Yeah, Ari packs a ridiculous amount of poke into her kit just because, yeah, W, like you said, and Q also does even
Yeah.
more return damage on the way back. So if you get the perfect line,
But what I'm saying is that you don't even have to hit your skill shots with if you're the R and W in order to deal damage. You just
This is
get
true.
near them and they just home onto them.
First tower gonna drop here in the bot lane, but they could look for a kill on Ramamati. Yeah, he's just gonna die to that. Didn't flash the binding, so he just gets punished, and that's
Ooh.
looking like 2 kills.
but those are 2 towers in favor of Dinosaur Club. Both the mid lane tier 1 and the bot lane tier 1 going down and really opening up the map for Dinosaur Club to kind of choose maybe some flanks that on specifically dragon fights, which seem like they're going to be a high point of contention considering we've seen 2 fights over the first 2 dragons already. In fact, Ocean Soul is going to feel really nice on both teams, so
Yeah.
expect
Oh,
more
the
fights.
Ariel coming out. I guess the cooldown's not very long, but a little bit
Oh.
weird there.
Oh no, yeah, it's like 60, it's a minute at this
Huh.
point.
As we speak, he pings it.
Dupus, you shouldn't have stream open on
Well, that also happened 3 minutes ago, so really he just predicted.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I imagine
Expert
he's just
timing.
pinging it for his teammates. Because the dragon's about to come up, he's looking probably to use that for a flank in the fight.
You think he's pinging this for his teammates? You think 3 minutes ago he didn't think, oh, the casters want to know my cooldown about.
It's like when
Could be
you
pinging
type.
it for himself. You never know.
It feels good to ping this. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, some people just like to, yeah.
It's like when you time your sub with the stream so that it comes at the perfect time or something. I don't know. I have never subbed to a person in my life, so I wouldn't relate to that feeling. But Ocean Drake is going to be up. Dinosaur Club are here first with the man advantage.
Just
Coach
looking to
Kurt.
pressure them out of here.
I know
They-
a channel that you can sub to, just $5 a month or free with Twitch Prime. Check out twitch.tv/blocktwitchy.
Ooh.
Oh, the huge Malphite ult. JC is gonna die.
Yo,
There.
Rim Almighty has been on point with these ults, man. Valte gonna pick up the return kill on Wanna Fly High. So that is the jungler down for Dinosaur Club. We'll see if they still want this Ocean Dragon though.
Yeah,
That would. Hmm?
You keep going.
No, I was just realizing that what I was gonna say was not factual. So please make your
Okay.
point, man.
I was just gonna say most of the ults are down here for Dinosaur Club, except Braum ult, so they might not want to look to fight here. They're probably just gonna back off from this and wait for their jungler to come up to force on it again. Because they have been winning these fights, but losing their jungler definitely.
Oh,
They
but the
could look for a
charm
pick here.
lands.
Tina makes a great point. Another great let by Ezreal. He did let the enemy team die very well.
Yeah, Dinosaur Club have been showing some really clean execution on these fights. Coach Kirk actually had some really great peel getting out of that fight alive when it was almost certain death from that binding, and now they are going to be picking up Ocean Soul, their second dragon. Gonna be the beginning of the stacking wars.
Yeah, and they also have starting to build up a gold lead. Only 2,000 right now, but with this comp, they can definitely look to grow that pretty quickly. I'd imagine they just want to keep forcing these skirmishes around objectives. They just keep winning them. No reason to change that now.
Yeah, especially with Ezreal at his 2-item power spike. Definitely feels good to take fights as Dinosaur Club right now. They're gonna want to close out this game pretty quickly though, because Caitlyn, Orianna, and Silas are definitely major threats when it comes to the late game.
Yeah, 100%. I just realized looking at the items and deaths on everyone in the game that Dupless is actually the only one who hasn't died yet. Everyone else in this game has died.
He's still trying to build up his RE support conversation, trying to get that S+.
Yeah, trying to get that Mastery 7.
Seeing a lot of pings coming out around the Baron Pit, but nothing will happen quite yet. But we are excited to see what's gonna go down. Wanna fly high? I think gonna. Yeah, what is Dupless doing here? Gonna take Wanna Fly High to half health and
Yeah, he's just
did
looking
not.
to posture, push them out. He
Mhm.
doesn't want to overextend though, because I mean, sure if you die here you don't lose much, but you don't gain anything from winning a fight here.
Very true.
Nowhere near Baron, and neither of these teams have an ADC like Kaisa or Vayne or Kog'Maw that can shred through that. So sure they can do it, but they'd have to win a fight next to it for them to realistically pressure this early in the game. TP flank coming in from Valte, I believe.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Dupless is just gonna
Natividad.
get killing spree. Ult gonna be burned from both Valte and JC, but not gonna be able to get out on Dupus's end. First death handed to him by Wanna Fly High. Bluff trying to get away,
Huge
re-engages.
Malphite ult.
Valte still very healthy. Wanna Fly High able to come back in and blow up Graves, and now it is full retreat for Dinosaur Club. Only one kill down is Team Solo Chill, and they are shrinking this gold lead like no tomorrow.
Yeah, really closed the gap there. It's still a 1,000 gold lead, so it's only halfway, but good. It was a messy fight from all sides. There's a lot of fighting going on. I know Caitlyn died, I think, solo to Graves in the backline there, and Natividad dying at the very start, but then JC and Valte definitely coordinating their ultimates well together to shut down Dupless and get another kill on, I believe it was Coach Kirk, maybe.
Um, yeah, it was either Coach Kirk or the Delightful Jew who went down at the very end, but
Okay.
very solid fighting coming out from both teams, not willing to give the game up in 25 minutes or earlier. So we will be seeing things just get scarier from here on out for Dinosaur Club, because like I said, Caitlyn, Oriana, and Silas are very, very dangerous late game champions.
Yeah, 100%. I know Hecarim got a ton of gold from that last fight, picking up the shutdown on Dupless, and also, I think, grabbing one last kill at the end as well. So he's got a big bounty on himself now, too. So he'll be looking to dive into the backline, do a lot of damage this game.
definitely has the ability to, with his
Oh, charm
relentless
landing on
charge.
JC.
JC taken to about a quarter of his health, but will walk away with the command protect, just shielding him barely.
Yeah, I think the Dupless probably knew that with
Oh,
JC's flash up and
Death
Hecarim.
Bush.
Oh, Valte
Flash
got
gonna be burnt.
flash.
Yeah, very key cooldown off Volte. Now he is just a little bit less mobile.
Yeah, the dragon is gonna be spawning somewhat soon, so having no flash for this fight could be something that makes a difference.
Everybody's ult is back up though, so won't have to worry too hard about that. As
Looking
sorry,
for a
Team
pick
Solo,
here.
yeah, Team Solo Chill are death brushing the same way that Dinosaur Club are death brushing, but it's gonna be caught out. That's
Oh,
the
a
engage.
massive Malphite ult.
Bloff gonna go down. Huge shutdown from Volte. Dupless gonna
Dupless
kill
just
Blakey
gonna
Ski.
Destroy Blakey Ski in the back line.
Oh,
And Wanna
gonna
Fly
get a
High
double
going down
kill.
too.
Ultimate gonna be used by Natividaddy, and that's gonna be JC picking up another fat shutdown off of Dupus. Oh, so close with the shit save from Coach Kirk, but the delightful juice still goes down. JC at half health, man.
These fights are crazy. The TSC down two to three people at the end of that, but they're able to trade back from a good binding from Natividaddy.
Definitely benefiting from the flash ult usage by Natividaddy. Otherwise, I think Dupus probably was just gonna get away scot-free.
I think so. They're looking with the JC teleport to pressure on this Ocean Drake, and I don't think Dino Club is looking to do anything about that. Although they might look to trade with the Baron, or at least pressure
Ooh.
around it.
That would
No
be a
one's catching
very
that big mid wave right now, though.
interesting call. Rim Almighty gonna be just a hair of a second, a hair off of actually stealing away that dragon. But yeah, like you said, they're looking to trade with a Baron.
I don't know if TSC is aware of this right now. Hecarim is not moving over at all, so they know now.
They do
So
know,
we'll
but
see.
is it too late?
Hecarim probably won't be here, but yeah, Dino Club will just get a Baron for free.
Very.
Actually,
Wanna fly
Hecarim is
high?
heading in.
Wait, what? Yo, that damage from Hecarim was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, if
One
you're Dino
shotting.
Club, you're still calling this worth though. Support for Baron is
Oh, no,
a very
yeah.
good trade.
Very smart shot calling from Dinosaur Club, recognizing that TSC didn't have any vision on Baron and that they were just able to take it. It's gonna be mid lane tier 1 going down though, but Volte is gonna go
is
down
just
after getting
gonna-
over Zel.
Wow, Valte is just gonna run it down, I guess. Interesting
mean-
second E from him.
Yeah, he's going full AP, so I mean, ulting or just moving straight into the minions when Ari has charm up, I wouldn't say that's the brightest move, decision-wise. And
Yeah, definitely not.
despite my words, mid lane tier 1 is still standing. In fact, top lane tier 1 is still standing as well on both sides, but those turrets are looking pretty juicy, but Dinosaur Club want tier 2.
Yeah, and they should get this for free. They're probably going to look to pressure. Well, I guess I was gonna say they were going to look to pressure mid and bot lane, but they're heading top lane right now to pick up the free gold on that outer turret up there.
They are going to be spotted out on some wards, but Bloff is by himself against what is arguably... Okay, now it's just a 1v1, but... Lots of pressure on the side of TSC, trying to get this mid lane tier 1 once again. They will get it because Graves and Dupus are just too late. But they will move to protect their second... Okay, yeah. TSC are just gonna back off.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea right now. They don't want to. I mean, they can look to fight. It could be an idea to look to fight and pressure. They're looking to trade as much as they can because they know Dinosaur Club is going to get more turrets with this. They're going to look to pressure probably 2 lanes. I don't see them going for a 1-3-1 here. And maybe trying to get inhibs, but so far they haven't done a whole lot with their Baron.
Yeah, definitely feeling like a bit of a missed opportunity, kind of similar to how the Rift Herald play went earlier on in this game, not being able to get... Actually, have we even seen Rift Herald be summoned at all this game?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't call it a missed opportunity. They still have plenty of time. How much time do they actually have? Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it just ran out actually.
So, yep, missed opportunity in my opinion, because the mid lane tier 2 was just going to go down regardless if that after that fight. So, I mean,
Yeah.
still a 3k gold lead, which is pretty good to have at 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was a little odd. They got Baron and just doing nothing with it feels a little bad. I mean, they didn't lose much for going for that Baron, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't know, you'd think they would look for pressure with it.
And they have knocked down 2 out of 3 tier 2 turrets, whereas all of theirs are up and full health, so definitely winning the macro play here, maintaining their 2 turret lead, but I mean, definitely gonna just become, I think, a bit more of an uphill battle for Dinosaur Club in what has already been a very close game.
Yeah, I think this next dragon fight could swing things. It's soul point, so or like it will give one of the teams soul point. So neither team really wants to give that over. It's not do or die yet, but I definitely think that there should be a fight around this.
Dinosaur Club are here first. Wanna Fly High is gonna get spotted out. Charm coming through.
Charm onto GC, trunks him out to half HP.
Very, very, very dangerous. Gonna have to recall, giving Dinosaur Club the man advantage on this dragon.
They
We'll
have
see how
TP
quickly.
from JC, so he should come back to this, but it's just too late. They didn't contest fast enough, so it's a wasted TP, and a dragon over to Dinosaur Club. So TSC cannot afford to give another one of those over.
For sure. Because,
They're looking to chase this down
Wanna Fly
here.
High, he's gonna be charmed, but he is spell immune because of the Black Shield. Wanna Fly High gonna be taken very low. Epic ultimate coming out from Braum, but Volte also gonna go down. Big shockwave.
But ultimately, no one's gonna be traded over, so it's just a dragon and 2 kills over for nothing, really.
Yeah, I mean, it went from looking pretty close to now. I mean, Dinosaur Club are 1 dragon away from having everything that they want in this game to be in their favor.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they've shown that they can make a good call and get Baron already, so they should be able to get another one of those. But I'd imagine that at this point in the game, there'll be a fight around the next Baron.
Mm-hmm. For sure, especially considering it is coming up very shortly. Nobody has vision on it though, and Wanna Fly High is barreling straight into his red side jungle, so it seems like he's conscious that Baron is a priority as of right now.
Yeah, I don't expect the junglers to stray too far away from this at this point in the game. Obviously, they need to farm like they're laners, but it's always important to have the jungler in the area.
For sure. Spooky Ghost's gonna be used. Gonna find both the Delightful Jew and Coach Kirk, but not too much is gonna be gained. Now they are just posturing, waiting for a fight to break out. It seems like Dinosaur Club are pretty bloodthirsty.
They might look for a pick on JC here, but he has flash, so...
Oh, Charm gonna go wide.
Oh, and actually the Dupless is the one who's going to have to flash from that. Going a little bit too aggressive in there. JC is able to counter with the ultimate, which is flash.
Yeah,
Although
really.
no Orion ult is a big cooldown.
But both ultimates are on such short cooldowns. I mean, under a minute for JC and yeah, 50 seconds for our Dupus. So, oh wow, I didn't even see that. Blakey Ski just gets absolutely blown
Oh,
up
wow.
by the Delightful Jew, and that might be a double kill. Nope, the ulti
JC
goes
able to
wide.
sidestep. But yeah, Blakey Ski is just gonna die very quickly. I didn't even realize he was dead.
Yeah,
But,
I was looking at Ari's ultimate cooldown.
yeah. They're gonna be able to get an inhib here and maybe look to go towards Baron.
Blakey Ski
imagine
is
they
up in
will.
15 minutes. Bluff's ultimate gonna be stolen away. I think that makes the 4v5 a bit more palpable on the side of Team Solo Chill, but they're gonna have to answer this. They are 5k down. Another Baron would spell disaster for this game.
100%. Yeah, they could look to end off of another Baron in a one fight. They're gonna spot them out in this area, so there's no chance for a death rush. But yeah, it looks like they're just gonna reset and look to come back to this.
Smart, smart.
Don't
Not
wanna
looking
get
to,
too aggressive.
yep, not looking to be overzealous in their attempt, just looking to go by the book.
What's the gold differences looking like right now?
It is still about 5k in favor of Dinosaur Club. They are 3 turrets up, 1 dragon up, and a baron up.
Yeah, there's no huge discrepancy between single players. It's just little gold leads between every single lane, just adding up and giving Dinosaur Club a decent lead.
Oh,
Hecarim ghosting, going to look to go in here.
Rim Almighty, big
Huge
fear.
shockwave.
Rim Almighty gonna be caught out here. He's gonna be going down.
Massive
Oh
fight coming
my.
out from TSC so far.
Bluff also gonna go down. That's Baron and, well, no, it's Dragon, which is definitely what TSC wanted. I mean, wait. Graves is,
gonna look here.
he's just gonna go for a cheeky Nexus turret. I think that's gonna be all he gets because their team is coming in hot.
Yeah, he might die here.
I'm not
Has
sure
no
if it's worth.
flash.
Gonna use the ultimate defensively, has ease. Flash gonna be used by Volte, sidestepped expertly by the Delightful Jew, but ooh, that's a lot of healing.
Dragon and 4 kills going over and they can look to pressure for this Baron now.
For sure, Rim Almighty is gonna be the first person up. So it's a 3v5 currently. Bluff is gonna make it a 4v5, but Wanna Fly High, their jungler, who is the most important person for objectives, is gonna be down for another half a minute, and by that point, it's just gone.
Yeah, I think that they should get this tier, although they might be able to get engaged on by... They have to answer those super minions mid lane. And
Yeah.
nothing is gonna happen, so they'll be able to get back, get the Baron for free. And this is I don't know if you should call it a throw or a great comeback, but a good heads up play to get that pick on around Dragon, with Wanna Fly High and JC coordinating for that.
Yeah, Rim Almighty and Coach Kirk were really just expertly caught out there by Wanna Fly High and JC, using ults very, how should I say this? Sparingly, I guess, and just absolutely throwing everything at them and just cleaning up the extended fight a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, 100%. At this
I
point,
will.
you go.
Okay, so I will say it is a bit of a throw just because the Delightful Jew decided to go for a Nexus turret as opposed to, I don't know, maybe defending the Baron. But what was your point?
I was just gonna, I don't know. I don't know if I would call that a bad play. I mean, the Nexus turret, if he could get out with the Nexus turret, then could have been good. But realistically, he has to try and trade something there, and they're not going to look to pressure Baron with only 2 members alive. So the Nexus turret isn't necessarily a bad play. JC is gonna chunk to half HP, but no summoners or anything used there.
Oh,
Oh,
Volte also chunked to half HP.
yeah, the poke from Dinosaur Club here is definitely having a decent effect.
But I mean, 38 minutes into the game, now is the time where the power spikeage from the power spikeage from Dinosaur Club wore off a fair bit ago, but now is where Team Solo Chill really starts to hit their stride, playing the long con, taking some really huge deficits, especially in terms of towers. I mean, they're down 8-3, 5 towers, so that's a pretty big difference. But I mean, now they'll be able to comfortably fight just every single time. Rim Almighty picks up his Guardian Angel, has the Executioner's Calling to try and deal with Volte, but we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely. I think that TSC is actually wasting their Baron pretty poorly right now. They're not looking to pressure multiple lanes, which I think that they could have Silas in the side lane with 4 mid, and that would definitely be more effective than what they're doing right now. Because if you group up all 5 on 5, it's very hard. Oh, a Shockwave and an engage coming in, and Graves is going to go down. A TP right here, though.
Oh, but an Expert Black Shield keeps Wanna Fly High safe and sound. Bluff gonna go down as well. I mean,
an interesting teleport. Just kind of got CC engaged from Volte.
oh,
He
Dupe
is gonna
is
go down.
gonna get the return kill, but Wanna Fly High is also very tanky by himself.
May have pulled the trigger a little too quickly there, but
Uh-oh.
Ari is gonna get hit by the Dark Binding.
That could potentially be the game because very long death timers on the side of Dinosaur Club, at least 10 seconds until Graves is up.
Yeah,
And
kind of look to back out and grab Soul, I think. They'll
Oh,
have a
yeah.
numbers advantage for it. Either way, so that is probably the smarter play, especially Soul Point. You want to deny that from the enemy, and they're so close to it that you gotta apply pressure there instead. Going for the end there. They also didn't have much of a wave left, so
this is
the
true.
better play.
Yep, and the super minion threat from Dinosaur Club has resolved itself because, well, their inhibitor respawned, so of course it would. But Dragon is going to be up, and Dupus is dead for another 5 seconds, where Wanna Fly High and the rest of his team can look to really just maybe get another fight. GLP gonna connect, Root gonna land. Wanna Fly High straight into the backline, but so is Boff. Lots of damage coming out. JC and Natividaddy and Blakeyski are taken incredibly low, but Volte's here. Delightful Jew gonna be taken super low, but who has the priority on this Dragon?
Gonna see recalls from JC and Wow. Neither of them have TP, so... And someone has to match that giant wave bot lane for Dinosaur Club. But it's looking like it's
Dupe is gonna miss his stun. Red team gonna get the Ocean Soul, and Volte gonna go down? Yes.
He is, but Hecarim applying pressure on the backline, and the minions are just taking Dinosaur Club's base right here.
And Dupus just caught in the Dragon Pit. Boff gonna go down as, uses the ult defensively to get out, but it's only Boff and Coach Kirk up. Will they be able to stop this massive push from Team Solo Chill?
I don't think so. I think this is gonna be the end here. They don't have ults, so it's a little doomed for them. Volte is dead, but other than that, everyone else is alive, so they're just gonna look to hit the turret and the Nexus here, and GG game 1. Well played from TSC, coming back from a pretty major goal deficit.
Yeah, well played by both teams, but TSC proving that they deserved it with those fights. Very strong game 1.
Yeah, 100%. I think that a huge turning point, or at least a big thing that was a difference maker for TSC versus Dinosaur Club is the usage of their engage tools to really go in aggressively. I feel like the Malphite was not always the first one engaging, that often it was Volte stealing a Malphite ult and then going in, or the Hecarim going in first. And I think that that kind of aggression and always trying to go in first, especially when they were behind, is what helped them win this. Because if you don't go in first, then the enemy will always deal more damage than you if you're behind.
JC dealing the most damage of the game on his Oriana pick. J spotting had some really clean ultimates there.
Yeah,
So
J spotting might be a dead meme after that one.
just a slightly dead one. I mean, Expo's Expo might not be washed either, considering how Mamba is performing in recent
But to be fair,
series.
it hasn't been on the back of Expo. To be fair, Expo's just kind of been there.
This is true.
Wow, just flaming your mid laner.
He's
No.
doing it out
I'm
of
not
love.
flaming him. I'm not flaming. I'm just saying he hasn't been like carrying. He's just been like he's been there.
He's doing it out of love.
Yeah,
He's just
I'm sure Expo would say it too. Expo's
it's
just
like
been playing his champion bingo,
I
But
mean, at
I'm
this
sure
point,
Cortez would
why
say it
wouldn't
too.
you?
Well, the Expo flame. Whoa, Mamba. I'm not flaming Expo. What is this?
Ugh.
Wait. Jedi has how many points? What? What?
Jedi has
Oh my lord,
10
how?
105,565 points. I
It's
only
always been
have
it's always about Mamba. No. I'm just saying that like Expo it definitely hasn't been washed, but he hasn't been like carrying either. But
Yeah,
I mean, he
the
doesn't have
damage
to
coming out
carry.
from Jay in this game was very impressive.
Dupus also had some really clean play. I mean, 10-4 and 6, definitely not a bad KDA, but just my main thing about Dinosaur Club was that they were not able to close out the game fast enough. They let Team Solo Chill get to their spikeage, and they just eventually could not keep up performing in these fights. They just didn't have the power to.
Abe Chimsy who? Who?
Who?
Alright,
You'll remember us after week 6.
oh, that's crazy. So let's get this next lobby and all that stuff set up. Let me log into Epidemic Sound. We'll get to that playlist that Parasite put together. Here it is. All right, and then we'll be back whenever we get the next game on ready and everything. All right.
Cue the wubs. Thank you for the melodic humming.
Yeah, sorry. I was just jamming to the music there. But here we go. Game 2, Team Solo Chill versus Dino Club. That we have Jaiga and Ethan in the booth. Take it away.
Yo, jumping
One,
straight into the bands.
yeah, one thing I do want to look out for here is now that Dino Club is on red side, I expect them to look for a counter pick mid lane. So looking out for whatever pick comes red 5. I expect it to be a mid laner, but what mid laner, I'm not sure. Dupless has a wide champion pool, so I assume Dino Club would like to get red side pick for him and keep him on red 5 just to get a good mid matchup.
Mm-hmm. Twisted Fate and Fizz gonna be banned away from JC and Dupless respectively. Maokai and the Mordekaiser gonna be banned from both Bwaff and Valte. So wow,
Yeah.
this draft is kind of going the same way it went last time.
The Ash
Dino
pick is
Club,
actually open now.
yeah, Dino Club choosing to ban Graves instead of Ash because they cannot pick it up.
I honestly think that the Fizz ban from Team Solo Chill might be unnecessary. I feel like they could probably save a Fizz ban for second phase. I don't expect Dino Club to show a mid laner in the first phase. Seeing
Mhm.
as it's one of their. Oh,
Team Solo Chill feeling
that's
confident.
Morgana. Morgana.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
I
about to
was,
say a blue
that's
one mid laner would be
that's a that's
a
a
little
very
interesting.
confident mid lane pick.
Yeah, especially when it has plenty of counters. But yeah, Morgana pick. Dino Club probably going to answer with the Caitlyn to steal that away so that they cannot go keep Morgana again.
I do like Dino Club turning their focus more towards the late game. I personally, from what I've seen of them, they've drafted very mid game heavy comps, but I think they would excel more if they tried to focus on just getting as tough as possible by the late game. And the Hecarim pick, stealing Team Solo Chill's, essentially just copy pasting Team Solo Chill's comp as of so far. I mean, not the Morgana pick, but definitely an interesting draft.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that stealing the Caitlyn and then Hecarim just being a solid jungler overall is good, but Ash Morgana is not bad either, so they'll just be able to take that, and that's a very safe bot lane, which you expect from Team Solo Chill for them to draft pretty much every game. I don't think they've
Hmm.
played around their bot lane much this season.
Yeah, definitely not as often as you guys have played around NA Uzi, am I right? Up top. I just high fived myself. I feel sad. But is that is that really a Victor pick? Is that is that
It seems like it, yeah.
Hey, I believe in it.
okay?
Yeah, they didn't
I
say
would
anything, so Victor, they could be just looking for.
I mean, if JC feels confident on it, I would say that's a pretty scary pick. Malphite gonna come through as the last Dino Club ban, while they also make sure to ban Silas away from Volte so that those ults cannot be stolen, stealed. That's
Steal.
not a word.
Nope. It's alright. But
AP
yeah,
English student, by the way.
the Silas would be pretty strong here. I don't the Hecarim ult and the Malphite ult seem like they both be pretty good. Although I don't know, I've never seen a Silas Hecarim ult actually. I don't know what that looks like.
I have, and it's essentially just Silas standing still as the particle effect for Hecarim happens.
Interesting.
But yeah, almost almost mirror bands, save for the Silas here. Coming out from both Team Solo Chill and Dinosaur Club. The Victor pickup is definitely a question mark in my opinion because I didn't expect them to pick a mid laner uh, as soon as they did. I was expecting both mid laners to come in the respective 5 picks, not necessarily the first rotation.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal though, because Team Solo Chill wasn't going to get a counter pick anyways. And
Hmm.
this way it allows them to actually get a counter pick top lane as well. Because they force them. I mean, Dino Club could have picked a red 3 mid laner, but then they would lose out on the Malphite. So instead, both teams are just going to look to pinch their respective pools on opposite sides.
Bard gonna come out for Dino Club. Yeah, but vice versa, it may also wind up being a big deal because Victor is a very I would say situational champ. Just because he needs a lot to get going, to feel strong, in my opinion. Definitely is a bit of work to upgrade that hex core. Of course, this is coming from a trash
Oh, the
uh
Skarna!
The third Skarner of the season.
uh as a trash Victor myself, it is definitely hard to get Victor online, but Skarner, uh, I uh, uh, I do not know enough about Skarner to say whether that's a good or bad pick. It's definitely an interesting pick.
I don't think it's lost yet, has it? I think both Skarnas have won, right?
Yeah, both Skarners have won their
Obviously,
games.
Skarner OP, GG, it's a wrap, it's over.
Yeah, I like the. I mean, the comp the Renekton kind of deviates away from this, and the Victor isn't exactly that. But the Skarner, Ash, and Morgana definitely speaks pick comp to me right now. And I think that
Mhm.
their skirmish isn't awful either. It was with Victor and Renekton being able to fight really easily mid game and late game. An
Mhm.
Echo counter pick. I don't know how that matchup goes, but I'd imagine that Dupless is picking this to try and pressure that lane. They
That
have
and
more of a dive comp with Hecker and Malphite Bard Echo, with
mhm.
Caitlyn
that
following up.
Yep. That and Echo is definitely just a champ that I'm sure Dupless feels very confident on, considering uh I think we've actually seen him play Echo already. So we are going to jump into the actual picks and bans. That Zoe pick is a Morgana pick, something to keep in mind. But yeah, uh, Team Solo Chill's comp, definitely off meta. Definitely not something you see very often, uh, either in professional play or solo queue. So interesting to see how that comes together.
Interesting, yeah. Who do you favor right now?
Um, going off the Going off the draft, I would say I favor Dino Club. I think Echo, Caitlyn, and Hecarim are a lot more stable into the late game than and they also do have decent early games as well. So their mid lane valley isn't bad per se. Um I just really don't know enough about Team Solo Chill's comp to have a finite opinion of it. I know that Ash is going to start dealing a lot of damage once she hits her IE slash Bork Runon's spike. Morgana, always a very reliable pick. Renekton falls off pretty hard, in my opinion, after a certain period of time, and Skarner and Victor are just two question mark pings for me.
You think so? I think that Victor is it's a comfort pick for JC, and he's able to pressure pretty well on this. Although playing Victor against Malphite and Hecarim is not going to be the most fun. But I don't think the Skarner is awful here. It's just it'll be good for CC chaining Echo and trying to burn through him before he can press R and getting picks onto Caitlyn as well.
Hmm. I mean, and I think there's definitely opportunity for Skarner to get in there because we've seen Natividaddy. I'd say he hits most of the shots he takes with the Dark Binding on Morgana.
Yeah, definitely hit a clutch one at the end of the last game to kill Dupless to force for the Ocean Soul.
Hmm. Bard gonna come in here for Coach Kirk. I'm sure it's a champion that he feels pretty confident on. Otherwise, I wouldn't say he would be locking it in. I do like the fact that there's a lot more tankiness on the side of Dino Club. I think tanks are more important than bruisers. That might just be me from a gameplay standpoint, but I think the Renekton is definitely going to have a lot of onus and get ahead pretty early on in order for him to stay relevant in this game.
Yeah, I do think I don't know exactly how the mid matchup goes, but I'd imagine that there should be 3 lanes with Prio for TSC. But Dinosaur Club, I do like their comp more. I like their comp. I think it has a more clear like idea of what they really want to do. They want to just dive in. We saw last game the team with the more clear dive comp was the one that ended up winning the game. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Actually, speaking of dive comps, Volibear slipped through the pick and ban phase there. So I mean, that definitely was an option to pick up. He has been nerfed a fair bit, but I think it's still strong. Bear.
Yep. Valte plays a lot of Volibear, I think. I believe. I could be wrong about that.
Um. Yeah, actually, I think Volte should have gone Volibear instead of Renekton. I think that would have been a much safer pick. Just personally. Personally.
I guess. I don't know how that matchup goes top lane, but I'd imagine that Renekton wins it pretty hard. So they're probably just looking to win lanes pretty hard and then transition that into early leads and then look to snowball that and carry the Victor into late game. And where Victor will eventually just one-shot pretty much everyone.
Yeah. Death Laser certainly does live up to its name after a certain point of the game.
Yeah, Caitlyn especially will be feeling that. The other targets will probably.
Well, it also would be nice for if this is just being speculative here, but if it's like a Mountain Soul and Dinosaur Club are able to secure it, that might negate the terror of Victor a little bit more.
Yeah, it would feel a little bad, but we'll see how it goes going into this. I'm not sure if either team would want to look to invade here. I'm expecting probably just a 5-point.
Mm-hmm. And we did not see any shenanigans last game, so very likely that. I mean, to be honest, Dino Club and Team Solo Chill seem to be two teams that, in the BTL at least, seem to prescribe more to the wait a certain amount of time and then let one final fight decide it all. Very happy to sort of just they'll try and get leads in the early and mid game, but like they won't necessarily force like the end all be all. As we saw in last game, Dinosaur Club was not able to close out the game in the preferred window. So
Yeah, the I think they definitely could have, but the throw around the Drake definitely hurt them a lot.
I guess in a sense, if Ape Chimps is Cloud9, and this is just thinking outside in terms of not like y'all are actually like as in the same place as Cloud9 in the standings, but if y'all are Cloud9 in terms of early game aggression, talking about Ape Chimps, TSC is literally Team Solo Mid because they just wait until Bjergsen is online, aka JC, and then try and pop off.
Yeah, JC is Bjergsen. Sounds about right. Best mid in the league. Hot take.
Hottest of take.
JC Expo killer.
JC Expo killer. What?
We're back to the
Whoa,
1v1
whoa,
tournament.
whoa! You know, talking to Expo about that, he contests that. Really, most of the times he
Hey.
dies, it's his own fault. So really, he's the best Expo killer.
Yeah, same.
A lot of comfort picks coming out here as we load in.
Really,
The only
I'm
person,
the best player in the league.
Ethan is Faker, confirmed.
I agree.
Yeah,
Hey,
Chase Mavs will win within the next 4 years, but if they win this year, we'll have a $500 BTL prize pool. Hold me to that. I don't think it'll happen, but if it did,
The
oh my
Mavs
God,
in the
that'd be
next
lit.
4 years.
Well, in the next
Probably.
in the next 4 years, yeah, probably. I'm talking about if they win this year. I'm not gonna say the next 4 years. That's not, you know.
I mean, no championship is ever guaranteed, but I don't know. I think the
It's
C's
Dame
are
time.
championship round. Yeah, if the Blazers upset the Lakers in the first round, I would be so
Dude,
happy.
I would be so happy, dude. I love Damian Lillard.
Dame is great,
Dame's
dude. I feel like
sure.
no one dislikes Damian Lillard. They're
That's
actually going to be
true.
looking for an invade on the top side over from TSC here. They could look for a pickoff with a Morgana binding if they hug the wall correctly. A Morgana
Uh-oh.
binding. Barely
Gonna go
going
wide.
short.
Yep, and TSC just gonna quickly abort that. I've actually never seen Battlecast Skarner. It's interesting.
I see it all. I feel like I see it quite often when I see Skarner.
Yeah.
That's a
They're
big grappling
actually-
hook.
They're sitting here on the red buff. They probably just went for a ward, so they'll know where the start was. But
JC in all chat, no dino fact.
no dino fact.
Shouldn't have reminded us. GG.
GG. That's your dino fact. It's over.
Teleports behind Team Solo Chill. Nothing personal, kid.
Nothing personnel, kid. Yeah, so they will see where they start, but they should have known that from where the leash is coming from anyways.
Oh wait,
Um,
but coming out really quickly, Dino fact: the Stegosaurus and T-Rex existed further apart than T-Rexes and humans. What?
Oh, wow. That is, I did not
That
know
actually
that.
is a super cool fact. That really is a super cool fact.
Thank you for the delightful Jew for that dino fact. And now we'll get into game after that. Normally you would talk about jungle pathing right now, but I don't know anything about that, so... Early level 2 advantage coming in from Dupless, so he's going to get a little bit of poke, but not able to proc the third part of his passive, so not a whole lot of damage coming out.
I agree, by the way. That's a type of BM I love. I love that. That was awesome.
Skarner going for a red side wraiths. Wraiths. I haven't even been around long enough to know what wraiths are, but red side chickens, wolves, blue. It looks like he's going for a full clear save for Krugs. I think he's gonna look bot lane first, but Hecarim's definitely going top. It seems, waiting for that Rift Herald or Rift Scuttler, Scuttleman,
Little Rift Herald.
Mini Herald.
Yeah. Top lane is very pushed up here. So he's going to be looking to pressure this pretty much the whole game until eventually he gets outscaled. But right now it makes sense that he's so pushed up. Does make him vulnerable for ganks, so expect Skarner to stay up here to try and counter that, turn it into a 2v2, which Renekton will excel in.
And Skarner is actually going to be the person picking up the early Rift Scuttler. So, lots of vision control coming out here, but also a lot of poke on down in the bot lane. Dupus is also half health, so that's a little scary.
Yeah, JC has been able to pressure him a decent amount, but you do want to watch that mana bar because a mage's poke is, or health advantage is only as good as how much mana he has left to pressure, so. He's
Yeah,
going to
and-
force the early back out from Dupless, although he may have just wanted to get that to grab a Dark Seal and then walk back to lane. Oh, he's just gonna TP.
I like TP on assassins. I think it's a lot more useful than Ignite in some scenarios, because I think Ignite, well, Ignite obviously falls off very hard after a certain period of time when people get tanky enough.
Yeah, definitely. Although, I mean, on Echo especially, you're always gonna want TP for those flanks. It's very useful, and for early laning phase when you're a bit more weaker, you get poked out, just get a free back.
Volte up in CS, but getting pretty low on health there.
Yeah, he's getting out-treated. Right there, he did. But he has a level... never mind, they're even on levels. This bot lane is definitely from Dino Club, winning pretty hard.
Woo!
Oh, flash is being forced. Both flashes coming out. Volte going in aggressively. Skarner was seen on a ward, so that's probably the main reason that Brow flashed there.
And Bloff still out trading a Renekton early on. Low on CS though, almost 10 CS down. That is a little concerning.
Yeah, he's definitely falling behind in that, but he has a big wave right here, so shouldn't fall behind too much.
Wanna
Skarner has
fly.
been looking mid a decent amount, but he hasn't been able to get a whole lot done. Oh, a kill coming out from Valte there. Wow,
Early
just
first blood.
tanking the minions for way too long there. And he's
Yeah.
punished for that. He wanted to pick up the last bit of that to close the CS gap, but Valte was waiting in the bush and is able to jump out and just quick combo him and he dies.
Very smart play from Volte, just waiting long enough until Bluff thinks that he's backed and taking advantage of a little bit of an overextension.
Yeah, and he's gonna get a plate too. So this top lane is definitely accelerating a lot for Renekton right now. But bot lane is a huge, or not huge, but
Hello,
a decent
Fabel,
CS
you're
lead
noticed.
building.
Oh,
Oh, flash coming out from both supports. Bard should be able to get out there with that cheeky portal, but ultimately flash comes out from Bard for in exchange for flash from Morgana. So I think both sides will take that.
yeah, I mean, I would too. Definitely does alleviate a little bit of map pressure because Skarner showed where he was, but I mean, Hecarim also got caught out on a ward, so
Yeah.
nothing too lost there. Very
They
even
will
trade.
know that, yeah, they will know that Hecarim, or they won't know that Hecarim is stealing some topside camp. So I guess he's looking mid right now.
Ooh.
This would be a 3v2. JC is probably going to have to flash.
Whoa!
Oh, and he's going to get a return kill on Delightful Jew, who goes in a little bit too far with no ultimate this early on in the game.
That was definitely a huge misplay by
Yeah.
the Delightful Jew there.
The Skarner here could look to set up a CC chain with the Victor.
Ooh.
But he'll probably, oh, they get that.
Oh, but he got his ulti off.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
it's
didn't
not going to
pull
be
him
enough.
into the gravity zone, but they should be able to still clean this up. Never mind, he will
Clean
get out.
sidestep.
A good play from Duplos to get out of there, but I would say honestly a misplay, and JC will probably die for
Ah!
overextending here. Yeah, he's dead.
Nice, buddy.
Wanna
Wanna
fly
fly
high,
high.
might die too. I think Ignite
Barely
will kill him.
escapes. Oh,
Nope, Ignite will tick on him and kill him.
Coach Kirk with the bar.
I think a big misplay from Wanna Fly High going in there, but Valte going to be able to force the ult. Has to use his zone now.
yeah, ult traded for ult there. And that means Dragon will be given over to, well, will it be given over? Natividad can't really do too much there. I don't think. Yep, Red Team will just pick up the drag. Early drag going
Valte
over.
is gonna look here. Broth is pushed up, has no ult, has no flash, so this should be a kill going over. This top lane
Bluff.
matchup definitely getting punished really hard. The Renekton pick is paying off.
For sure. I mean, at this rate, what I said about Renekton falling off is kind of not gonna happen anymore because he's got his lead. He's already at a Bilgewater Cutlass 9 minutes in. That is a very, very scary crocodile.
Yeah, he should be able to get a pretty early bork and then look to pressure the side lane really hard. Eventually, Echo will outscale him and will win that side lane matchup. So that is something to keep in mind. But for a while, this Renekton is going to be very scary for the members of Dinosaur Club.
Oh, little Spirit's Journey just to get away from Blakey Ski and Natividad there.
Whoa! Whoa! Should have been Jedi. Coming through with the gifted subs. 3 gifted subs. Thanks for giving a sub to Mark, Ethan, and Bowkeeper.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Ethan, you've proven yourself. You are now sub to BTL.
Oh. Epic. Oh. Thank you.
Skarner looking mid. Gonna decide to back up. Rift Herald is still up, and it's definitely outside of the window when it usually goes down, so very interesting. Both teams electing to ignore it, and wow, that top lane turret is going down very quickly.
The ult from Malphite feels a little preemptive, but I guess it's just to push him off of the tower. Wasn't able to force much of anything out, just denying an extra plate maybe, but I don't know if he could have pressured for that. So a little bit of a wasted ultimate. Balte's just gonna back and pick up his Bork and then probably TP back to catch that wave. Or just walk, that works too.
And the Delightful Jew electing not to go for... Oh, this might be JC going down maybe? Nope.
They're probably going, yeah, they're going to look to dive JC here with the Bard ultimate. Yeah, the Hecarim coming in.
Oh!
JC is looking a little bit dead right now.
Duplis can't
Yeah.
ult to get out.
Duplis is gonna die. The Morgana coming in, they're going to be able to trade back too for that.
Yeah,
So,
that was Go ahead.
not the best play, but they did get TP from Renekton, so he'll have to walk up back top lane. But they should be able to. Right now, that's not the biggest deal because they're probably going to look to pressure on this Rift Herald, and Dragon is not coming up for a short bit.
Well,
So
they
the-
could also just pick off Bluff right here. Well, no, he's a little bit too far away.
Yeah, and he's almost a Sunfire, so he's decently tanky, so he can't just instantly one-shot him, but he's gonna continue to look to pressure this top lane.
1k gold lead for Team Solo Chill, sitting very pretty in this early game.
Yeah, definitely. This most of that I think is Renekton with a 1,500 gold lead right now on his own, so he is accounting for more than his team's lead at the current moment. Both
Dragon.
kind of setting up around for this dragon right here.
Mm-hmm. Q gonna go out from Duplis, but Natividaddy not gonna get caught on it.
Potentially looking for a play on Ashe down here. The Bartle is not back up, but they do have Hecarim.
Wait, how did Duplis use his ult earlier on in that dive? Because I could have sworn it was up when they were going for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought so too, but then when he was under tower, he didn't have it. So maybe he got poked out by GC earlier on. Or I know Skarner was just leaving mid as that was happening, so maybe they forced it out then. Kind of a poor job from me keeping track of this.
All G. Nothing. Oh, flash
Oh,
ulti
flash.
for Hecker, the Delightful Jew. Gonna go down here. Ult to safety.
Good
Gonna
Bartle.
barely get away. Flash used by JC. But that should be
Interesting.
Dragon Prio. Huh?
The flash wasted a little bit there, but they should have priority on this dragon right here.
Oh, but Bluff comes
Oh.
in with a major ultimate. Duplis gets it 1 kill. Duplis gets 2. Oh, Bluff stole that kill, but I mean, Duplis gonna use his ult, and now it is Dinosaur Club gonna be taking an Infernal Dragon, tying up the dragon stacking.
A huge ultimate from Bluff there to turn that fight. Able to get picks on both of the carries who are pretty immobile this game as well. The Malphite is gonna have a fun time ulting onto them all game. But
Rift Herald still untouched.
yeah, I think that they used way too many resources just trying to pick off the Hecarim at the very start there, and ultimately that meant that they were not able to win the second fight with a good engage from WoW.
Yeah, Bluff with the very clutch 3-man knockup. Still very reactive in terms of going in, but I mean, that was a really good counter engage.
Yeah, I would like to see them using the Hecarim and the Malphite to start these fights. There's a decent amount of disengage with Morgana, I guess Ashe and Victor as well, but I think that with a dive comp, you definitely want to be the one going in first.
Dinosaur Club rushing back out onto the map as JC picks up another blue buff. His Hex Core is currently at Mark 2, so stacking that up pretty nicely.
Yeah,
Ash
than
opting
that.
to go for... Oh, sorry, but
no, you keep going.
Ash is opting to go for a Manamune, which isn't traditional. The Delightful Jew looking for somebody but will not find anything. And you were gonna... What was the point you were gonna make?
I was just saying, other than the Hex Core, has grabbed the Sork Boots, and on top of that, the refillable with the Dark Seal just for more sustain, aside from his Hex Core and starting item. But they are getting zoned off of this mid tower here, so not going to be able to get a lot of damage, but may miss a minion or two.
I do think that mid lane tier 1 is one of the more important objectives that you can get.
Yeah.
Dupless
Valte
gonna...
potentially getting picked off here, but he'll get out
Nope.
for free, just able to walk out. He's a bit too threatening for them to engage on just this early on.
Very,
Kinda
very
looking to get
scary.
his Black Cleaver second to start shredding through, especially that Malphite, but through the other members with high armor.
But yeah, mid lane tier 1, definitely, in my opinion, very high priority in the early game, like sort of sub 20 minutes. So if you get
100%,
that,
yeah.
a lot more map control opens up for you. Definitely lets you pick your fights a lot easier.
Yeah, mid tier 1 does give you a lot of control over that area. It just opens up extra avenues, but they potentially going to be getting a pick onto Bard here. Flashes
Yeah.
and looks for
Get
the
over
portal,
here.
Oh, rip Coach Kirk.
but Skarner putting in work.
Wanna
Coach
fly
Kirk
high.
is just not dying here. But the
Yeah, no more escaping. Bard has escaped
Oh!
many times this game.
the Ash Arrow onto the Echo, potentially the CC chain, he's gonna die to that. JC picking up 2 kills.
That is very, very bad because, I mean, while he will be up for the Cloud Drake, that's a lot of time off the map before it, so TSC gonna come in here and establish some vision dominance, or just elect to retreat.
Well, they're probably gonna spend the gold they got from that fight. JC especially is going to be able to get his max Hex Core and start building towards that Lich Bane, and so he'll be rather strong for this fight. They did give up pressure on that mid lane.
Yeah, and
so
that
they will
is gonna
lose to
be...
the mid tier 1.
Yes, this is true. Delightful Jew clearing out yet another pink ward in the Pixel Brush. So I'm counting that as 3 times he's cleared that specific brush of that specific ward.
Yeah. Everyone just
TSC,
trying to establish vision control around here.
yep, they are here first, so they do have priority over it. Dupless a little bit overextended here.
Delightful what? The delightful Jewish man.
The Delightful Jewish man, of course. Oh, but
Oh. Dude, that's gonna just turn in one shot, Valte.
Coach
Was
Kirk
not
getting
careful enough.
a return. What is... Why did Dupless run that far away? Well, I mean... Huh? Okay. I mean, sure. That works. I guess Skarner and Wanna Fly, or the Delightful Jew, are still up. So, I mean, still essentially a 50-50, but Dupless denied a shutdown by Coach Kirk. That is gonna feel kind of bad. Red team gonna stack up the dragon. They are on Soul Point right now. Cloud Soul is gonna feel very nice on this team, especially with all the high priority diving ults that they have.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the Bard ult, especially, ulting and then catching up to the person you picked off, and then the Hecarim ult will definitely feel the... if they get to the Cloud Soul. The Bard going for the best Bard build right now. Deadman's Plate, if he goes for Rapid Fire Cannon, he can complete that. Build is so much fun to play.
Clearly, Coach Kirk is agreeing with you. Actually, Coach Kirk has the most kills on Dinosaur Club. Wait, what?
Yeah, he's cleaned
Has
up
a
a few.
100% KP.
Yeah,
Oh,
he has
this
been
is
making
also
things
true.
happen.
Coach
A lot
Kirk.
of their kills, especially onto JC in the mid lane, were set up by good dive setups made by Coach Kirk.
This is true. Coach Kirk has my vote for MVP of this game.
Yeah, I would say Coach Kirk is definitely top 3 support in BTL right now.
And he is showing us why here.
Yeah. The gold lead is still in the advantage of TSC, even after losing that most recent fight. But the 3 Drakes up from Dinosaur Club was definitely going to be felt.
Ooh, Dupless gonna be caught out here again. Gonna get ulted and use his Proto Belt to get away.
Everyone is collapsing on this here. Both of them are going to die.
Oh, JC gonna get... Oh! Big shutdown onto Dupless, the Delightful Jew cleaning up Natividaddy, and that was just a really nice counter engage on onto the bot side there from Dinosaur Club, tying this gold lead, essentially, that you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, definitely a little bit too aggressive from JC and Natividaddy to try and contest that outer tower when they had no vision control of their own red side jungle. But a pick is potentially going to be had on Dupless. They have the ultimate here.
Oh,
that
stopwatch
is
gonna
a
be used.
Weird interaction. No, that was the Bard ult.
Yeah, that's a very
Oh.
interesting
Yeah, he doesn't have a stopwatch. Volte!
The
Scary
Renekton
crocodile.
Here, just gonna clean up a little bit, but ultimately, I think that Dinosaur Club will take what they got there. Something that was just pointed out to me is that both ADCs still have health potions right now at this point in the game, which is a little interesting. Not
Gotta
gonna
sustain.
do much, but yeah, gotta get that extra 50 HP.
Oh, feels so great after you get essentially 100 to 0'd by a Dupless, or say, I mean, Victor also has a pretty decent amount of burst right now, completing that Lich Bane.
Yeah. 100%. They are gonna look to set up for this next streak. It doesn't spawn too soon from now, but when it does come up, that's definitely going to be something that TFC cannot afford to give over. Cloud Soul is really, really good, as we talked about earlier for this Dinosaur Club comp. I think that the ult CDR and the actual soul bonus of getting the extra movement speed on ult cast is going to be really helpful for them in accomplishing what they want to with their dive comp, which I feel like they've piloted pretty well so far. I think that the fact that they don't have a gold lead mostly comes down to Volte really getting a huge lead early on.
I mean, he's 4-1, so yeah, he's very scary. Very scary.
He alone is a 2,000 gold gap between him and WoW, so that there is showing. And mid lane actually is also advantage to TSC. JC is up about 600 gold, but the other roles are down, especially support is down 1,000 gold on its own. And ADC is down about 500. Yeah, Coach Kirk putting in work here.
For sure. Wanna fly high, gonna get caught out here, but gonna use his ult reactively. Volte getting chunked to half health. Gonna go
Volte
down.
is gonna go down.
JC also, this is not the fight that TSC were looking for. That's gonna be Dragon going over to Dinosaur Club, unless Blakey Ski and Natividaddy and Wanna Fly High can make something really crazy happen. But it's 3-1. There's really nothing they can do here.
Yeah, Wanna Fly High has to just try and run into the pit, but there's gonna be too much CC on this other side, and
Oh, Dragon reset.
other than a Miracle Seal, I don't see them preventing. Yeah, the Cloud Soul is gonna go over 4 Drakes to 0 over to Dinosaur Club, and that feels really bad for Team Solo Chill. I think they would like to have that last fight back.
I mean, to be honest, I think they would like to have the last 3 fights back, because they have shown some pretty not so clean play. They've been caught out kind of being by themselves, starting a fight by themselves, and like really just getting punished for that. Volte was completely by himself. Rimmel, Wanna Fly High nearly went down to the Delightful Jew there. if he
Yeah.
hadn't used his ult, and that's a key engagement tool, as we said earlier in the draft, for TSC. So now the gold lead swinging 1k or so in the favor of, oh, Coach Kirk gonna come in here, get the ulti onto JC. He is looking dead as a possum, and yep, very clean.
Yeah, JC gonna go down there. They don't gain a whole lot. There's not a lot of objectives on the map that they can pressure. Baron is on the opposite side of the map, so TSC is actually gonna take that opportunity to grab mid inner tower. Good
But-
play from them. Heads up, trying to trade objectives where they can.
Dinosaur Club electing to go a bit more of a split push comp, and Coach Kirk makes a very clean escape. Rim Almighty might get a little caught out here. Crystalline Arrow connects. QSS is gonna be or was that no, that was Cleanse.
Yeah.
Cleanse gonna be used.
Dive onto Natividad here though. And Blakey ski now.
Ooh!
Walked into his own doom.
Natividad gonna knock. Oh, yeah, gonna go down to the ignite. Lots of damage now coming onto Bluff. Valte gonna get a
Oh.
shutdown, but Dupless is going in, looking for another kill onto
Dupless
JC.
is-
Will get it.
Able to one-shot JC in the backline there, which turning what appeared to be a pretty good counter from TSC into a one fight for Dinosaur Club, and they're just going to be able to push this down and grab another tower.
Very clean fights coming out from Dinosaur Club here. Dupless 5, 4, and 10 on this Echo. Putting the team on his back a little bit, I would say. I mean, if Rim Almighty had his ultimate up, I think that would have been a dead Valte.
Rim Almighty actually used ultimate on Morgana in the back side of that fight, which JC tanked for her, I believe.
Yeah, I think, or yeah, but I mean, in the end, it didn't really matter because Ignite got Natividad, which kind of sucks, but I mean, based.
Yeah, ultimately it was just because they got picked off trying to defend a tower that was very dead. They keep trying to defend towers where they have limited vision control, and they're getting punished really hard for it.
What do you think the game plan is for TSC to see if they can find a way back into this game here?
Well, I said it in the draft, but they, with Morgana, Ashe, and this Skarner, they definitely just want to look for picks. When you're behind, your best option is usually going to be going to look for picks. You can't fight the enemy team with numbers, so you got to try and get numbers and engage. So trying to get picks on maybe Echo is a little hard to pin down, but whenever you see Caitlyn alone or Echo alone in the side lane, looking to group the Ashe and the Skarner together and CC chain him and try and kill him is probably your best bet.
Natividad gonna be spotted out here. Black Shield's used. The Delightful Jew wants in. Gonna get ulted and Crystalline arrowed, but Natividad still goes down.
Come in and just kill them, and this is not looking too good. for
Dupless with a
TSC.
double kill. Yeah, Valte also gonna TP to match, but I mean, by that point the fight was already lost, and Dino Club want even more. They will take Inhibitor though. I mean, Dupless going into JC gets the passive pop, so he will be just fine, and now they can threaten Baron.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that there is a whole lot that TSC can do about here. They should be able to burn through the Baron pretty easily. They're gonna look to contest, I would guess, or they're pinging on the other dragon to potentially look to trade, but by that time, I would imagine the Dinosaur Club would be over there and ready to fight for that. They're looking to maybe clean up here, but everyone should get out with the Bard Portal.
Yep, and they will just make their very clean escape using Baron empowered buff recalls to get back to Fountain. Quicksilver Sash is going to be bought by Bard and Echo. Magi is going to be picked up by Echo, and Malphite's going to complete his Iceborne Gauntlet. Boff going to get a little caught out here, but Skarner does not have his ultimate. It comes up now. Boff going in. The Delightful Jew following. Dupless is onto Natividaddy, but I mean, they're dead as well. JC very slow here. Dupless JC gonna go down to Rim Almighty. Volte doing his best, but Dupless is just too strong, and the Delightful Jew will clean up Wanna Fly High. This could be game. They have a wave in the bot lane.
It definitely is game. They're going to be able to end off of this. They have a big wave in the bot lane and a wave in the mid lane. And not the most clean game. A lot of kills going back over to TSC. But it was a pretty well played game from Dinosaur Club. Executing well on their comp, trying to dive mid a lot, getting Dupless ahead, getting him an advantage. And GG game 2. We're going to a game 3.
Ladies and gents.
Yeah.
Cue the platinum scrapes.
The platinum scrapes. But yeah, we will be going to a game 3 between Team Solo Chill and Dino Club. We haven't had a lot of game 3s this season, so it's it's cool to see one. It's nice, for us here at the booth means we got to stay here longer, but it's nice. It's cool to see. It's nice, Maybe I wanted to go back to my nap, but it's nice. It's cool to see. Look at that, JC doing the most damage in the game, but it was not enough for his team to win.
Yeah, a bit. Feels a little bad for JC this game. Getting targeted a lot in the mid lane, getting dove by the Bard, the Echo, and the Hecarim quite a bit. But you know what? Coach Kirk called it. He said GG, start of the game.
Yeah, you reminded us about the Dino fact. Now it's over. GG.
Yeah, it's all over. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that, kid.
You awakened the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
You've awakened the dinosaur.
Yeah, so we're going to get back to the Wubs, and we're going to set up for our game 3. We'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and start the music, and we'll get everything set up. There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome to Game 3 of BTL Season 9, Week 4, Day 4? Day 4.
Yes.
Oh my
Day
god.
4.
Day 4. Here we are in
And you
Game
know
3
the
versus
worst
Team
part
Solo
about that,
Chill.
Ito, is we're gonna have
The-
a day 5.
yeah, there's gonna be a Day 5 too. There's gonna be. I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Ito's been broadcasting all weekend because
And then
and
some.
and then some, yeah,
yeah.
because our lead broadcaster is currently unavailable to do that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
jumping right into the bans, we have what is with these standard? Are we just like permanently agreeing to
Ban the same
like
things.
do the same bans?
Yeah, the
Let's
one
see how it looks
adaptation
like.
that's been taken is the Malphite ban is coming through. Don't want
Yeah.
the top laner to be able to pick that and play safe anymore, although he did get punished pretty hard. They're more banning it for the team fights though, I'd
Yeah.
imagine.
Shen gonna be picked up for Team Solo Chill, but Dino Club electing to pick up Hecarim and Morgana for their jungler and their uh for jungle and support. What is it with brain farts today? I'm just like
Mm.
coming down with
Keeping karma
Alzheimer's.
is the response.
Equally
We've talked about
safe.
how Karma is good into Morgana before, I believe. We've
I
seen a
think
lot of
so.
Karma actually this season in BTL in general, and
Yeah.
not just Karma, and not just like Karma support.
Yeah,
See
karma mid
Karma
and
mid. I
karma
think we
top
see
coming from
Karma
Mama
top, Karma
mentality.
mid. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you see Karma all over the place.
Orn! Orn! This is the pick that I
Yeah.
was referring to
Maokai and Malphite are banned. What do you pick next? Another big tank.
with a
Orn
very
coming
big
into top
engage
lane.
ult.
Yeah, just like the other two.
I love me some Orn. Orn's just a fantastically fun champion to watch, I think, and also just to play. Orn's just a fun time, man.
Mhm.
He's
And the
also
Call of the Forge God. It's such a great ultimate name. It's so just fun. I love to see Orn.
dang
Interesting.
Ito.
Dinosaur Club is opting to ban top laners even though Shen and Karma have been locked in already.
Are they thinking that it's gonna be a support Shen and a Karma mid?
I mean, they could be banning it for jungle set.
Oh, this
That's
is true.
fair.
But
I
yeah,
guess I didn't think
Orn
about that.
Orn is also going to be really good at making sure that his carries are relevant into the late game with his ornaments. Echo going to be banned away from Dupless.
Ornaments are they actually are they actually called ornaments? Or is that just a really? I think that's just a really good nickname. That's
I've
awesome.
I've heard LCS casters call them ornaments, so I sadly cannot claim uh I cannot claim ownership of the term, but I like calling them ornaments. Skarner
Yes, no,
gonna
that's
be banned
fantastic.
away. Looks like it. Will they lock in the ban?
Yes, they will. So I guess
Awesome.
that is probably a set jungle ban as well. Probably. I'm guessing they'll take away potentially an ADC, but probably another mid counter pick here. Not wanting to give Dupless another opportunity to carry the game.
Dupless
Um,
carry on Cassidin.
on
It's
Cassidy,
also
yeah.
important to note here the Dino Club, since they were blue game one, did get to choose sides for this game three, and they did opt for the red side of the map. So they are probably looking to take advantage of the opportunity to counter pick in the mid lane.
Mhm.
And instead of a mid lane ban, they elect to target Rim Almighty, who will answer with an Ash. Team Solo Chill gonna lock in their last two picks now. Gonna be hovering the cane, locked in, and the mid lane pick I imagine is now.
Maybe an Oriana coming out, or a Diana is a far
Ooh,
more aggressive pick. I did not expect.
yeah, JC opting away from his typical mages and picking up Dupless
Yeah,
mano a mano
he
with
does
an AP assassin.
for sure. He does have a Diana game this season though. Oh, the Ari coming through from Dupless once again. I think he played Diana.
Against Expo, I believe he
Yes, I
picked
believe. Yeah, I
that.
believe he put Diana into Mama Mentality into Expo. I believe it was Diana into. Was that the game he played Nocturne? I think it was Diana into Nocturne.
Yeah, Expo played Nocturne, and then I think they picked Diana mid to counter that. and then they hard pressured mid. So we may see that again. Kane not really going to be able to gank the Ariel that effectively, so probably not. And I'd imagine they want a red Kane here to deal with the Hecarim and the Ornn, but
Mm-hmm.
could be wrong.
It's also
Never
going to be
know.
fairly hard for him to gank bot lane, I imagine, as well, with the Morgana Ashe combo.
Yeah, that is very, very safe. But he'll find a way to get stacks. It'll happen. This
If
Diana Ari matchup, I'm not sure how this goes, but that could be something to look into. Could be fairly volatile, I'd imagine.
op.gg. Well, we can just take a look at the mid lane. Go to wherever are the OPGG froze on me. Cool. Awesome.
Fun.
It looks like they will not be getting our BTL sponsorship.
uh BTL sponsor. Well, wait, do we sponsor OPGG?
For all your matchup needs? Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, right. Which way does it? Would that go? I don't.
I
Yeah.
don't. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You tell.
Hey, never pick a fight you can't win.
Never pick a fight you can't win. Wise words coming from Set.
Interesting. Does Volte have a Shen game on this season?
No idea.
NAP.gg. Let's see if this works.
Well,
Let's
I
go
mean,
for
so far in the BTL season.
I'm not quite sure.
Hey, you're lost. But I get it.
What's cooking good looking? Yo, what's up, Maria? How you doing? How's
Maria
it going
in
over
chat.
there? Did you just wake up or something? Is that why you haven't been here earlier? What time is it there? Like noon? Isn't it like noon?
Probably. So looking at
I think that this game I like TSC's draft a little bit more. I feel like both games, the team with the greater identity about actually knowing what they want to do, and executing on that has definitely been the team that won. First game, that there was a clear team that had an advantage on a better dive comp, and second game, the dive comp was on the side of Dinosaur
Dino
Club.
Club.
But yeah, this time I do feel like TSC is a better identity, and it's another dive comp. I feel like Karma being able to speed up the Diana and the Kane to go in with the Shen follow up should
Yeah,
be good.
definitely very interesting, but I mean also some pretty decent disengage tools on the side of Dinosaur Club. The Ornn ultimate, uh generally good for engages and disengages. Morgana ultimate usually being used reflexively for disengage. Ari just has 4 flashes casually. So definitely definitely a lot of there's a lot going on. I think both teams have very strong identities. I mean, definitely fighting comps. There is a bit of a dive element to both of them. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
stronger dive on the side of TSC.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, Noodle, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think I'm already at 200%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ethan's turned
trust
all the
me.
way up.
I have tried. I have done everything in my power. I can turn up the desktop audio, but then that'll make
Sajid,
everything
stop lying. You
super
don't want to
loud.
hear me talk.
It'll make everything super loud. I'll turn up the desktop audio, but
I
then
could just eat my mic like this.
then I have to make everyone else quieter, so
My
that
bad, my bad.
no one else doesn't. All right, here we go.
Gosh, Ethan.
Mute him. All right, Maria. All right, Maria.
Yeah, it looks
The
fun to
di-
start repetitive. Yeah, exactly, Maria. That was my thing about Fall Guys. Now, like I have a bunch like after playing it one night, I played it like a ton that one night. People keep asking me to play it. I'm like, man, it's just the same thing over and over again. And it gets so frustrating when you're that little like you're the little like jelly bean guy, and I'm trying to run around. People are holding you, and then you can't. You just miss your jumps. Like I don't know. It feels like it's sort of trying to be like Pummel Party, but like I would prefer to play Pummel Party because I can play with more people. You have to
Ito,
start
have you
more
ever
guys, but
considered? Ito, have you ever considered
getting
Get
good.
Good?
Get good. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna fucking say that. No,
Sorry,
I've never
low
tried.
hanging fruit.
Getting really angry right now, Yuto. You okay?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
The Great
I've
Maldini is here.
I've had my times with Fall Guys. It's fun. Like the second game, I almost won. I didn't realize that you had to like jump and grab the crown. I was right there, and then like I missed it, and then someone else grabbed it right after me.
Oh,
Yeah,
feels
felt
bad.
pretty bad. And now
It's
I
tough.
just keep losing. So I don't know. Other play. You know what? You know what else is fun? Valorant came out with death matches. You can do deathmatch customs with 10 people. Now that's
Wait,
a lot
really?
more fun. Yeah, that's a lot more
Whoa.
fun. That has been. I've had a lot of fun with that the past day. Forget
Yeah, I
Fall
haven't played
Guys. It's all
Valorant in
about
forever.
Valorant custom death matches. That shit is lit. Cause then you can all agree to like use the same gun and shit too. That's a lot of fun.
Valorant in houses.
Yeah, Valorant
Frenzy
in
only.
houses. Yeah, it's
I
good
would
shit.
be down to do those.
Oh dear lord, you guys don't want to see me play a game that involves shooting.
Oh, trust me, I'm really bad at it too. I'm really bad at FPS games. I am tragically awful at it. But I'd be down
Yeah.
to do some. If I want to do Valorant and houses on custom death matches after this, I'm willing to chill in the BTL for a bit. Play
So,
some death matches.
Volte definitely has at least a few games of Shen under his belt with the Mastery 7 going on.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
in fact, most of the champions on the side of TSC have Mastery 7, save for Natividaddy with Mastery 6.
Souls may forget they've ever lived.
Mhm.
Obsession begins when they forget
Letting
they
his team
tried.
down, picking the karma.
Wait, my mic is muted. When did I mute my mic?
Your mic is not muted for us.
It was muted on stream. Trust. I saw the
Oh,
little,
okay.
Yeah. I was responding to what Tina said there. It's like, yeah, sometimes no matter what you do, your mic is quiet. I had that problem for a while. Whoa, Maria. Whoa, Maria. Whoa. Hello? That's a lot of points.
Okay.
Wait, how many points is that?
Sorry, I gotta join real quick.
That's a lot.
Okay. The raffle only does a max of 100,000. Okay.
Oh, flash burnt.
I want to fly high. He's slick with it. Look at that. He just does that shit. Uh-oh.
Oh, first blood.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's still gonna die there.
Coach Kirk absolutely clean with the ignites so far. But yeah, level 1 shenanigans didn't happen for 2 games, but we finally got him.
Yep. Coach Kirk is gonna be a little low coming into lane here. So that is something to consider, but they will take the first blood. Want to fly high, being a little greedy and holding onto his flash there, but one kill into Morgana is not going to be the worst thing in the world.
Yep. And especially assists onto the carries, though. That is pretty nice to have. Albeit you would much rather have a kill. Charm gonna go wide in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this mid lane matchup goes, but I imagine Diana with her ultimate is probably going to scale better into team fights. Bot lane here, potentially looking for forcing something out of Natividaddy.
Very low. Gonna have to burn the flash.
Yeah, no heal from Blakey Ski does not have heal, so not be able to use a lower cooldown summoner spell there. Not sure if the flash was absolutely necessary, but a flash W from Ashe could have finished that off, and that's not something you want to risk. Mid lane actually, a gank coming in, Hecarim coming in here.
Very early on. But
Yeah.
Flash is going to avoid the charm landing.
Yeah, smart flash from JC there.
Meanwhile,
Definitely have to get out of that.
Do not want to give over any early leads to Dupless or the Delightful Jew, who are going to meet in this river. Delightful Jew gonna miss his Q. Gonna get E though. Knocking Wanna Fly High back. Gonna use his flash again, but Delightful Jew might just go down here. And yeah, that is a kill onto
Coach Kirk potentially getting punished here too.
Ooh, double kill.
JC with the double kill. That is huge. Getting a lot of gold onto the focal point of this team comp.
Very
And double
scary.
buffs too.
Yeah, especially onto an early Diana. Bluff getting pretty punished here in the top lane. Not really sure why. I mean, is Shen's early game that strong? Seems
Shen is
so.
a monster. Every single time I see Shen,
Yeah,
I'm always
Shen
surprised
pre-6 is really
by
strong.
the amount of damage he does. Like, Shen is actually a monster.
I've seen a 30 bomb game with Shen. I was sadly not on the Shen's team, so.
Wait, 30 kills on a Shen?
Yeah, he finished the game with like 32 kills. He built Titanic first thing, and it was just like, how
Wow.
do we kill him?
That's an impressive amount of kills.
Onto people with, how does that happen? It's hard
I
to
don't
get
know,
30
man.
kills in general.
I
You have
really
to just
can't.
run into him. You have to turbo into him.
I mean, I think a lot of people were doing that. That's how he kind of got 30 kills. But I mean, I'm not one to judge. I mean, I am not exactly the best player, so.
That's fair. They're setting up for this dragon bot lane, so it should be an easy enough early Drake going over to Dinosaur Club. They have bot lane control, and gank coming up top lane. They might be able to get a kill here, but a W will miss from Wanna Fly High, so that assures that nothing will happen.
Bluff,
The,
just gonna. Yep.
The solo lanes from Team Solo Chill definitely want to wait for their ults before going for a whole lot, because once they do, the Diana and the Shen can coordinate really well and make a play on this bot lane.
Oh yeah, that would be quite disastrous, especially considering Rim Almighty and Coach Kirk are essentially forever pushed up here.
Yeah. The 6th is coming in from the mid lane, so if soon enough Natividad could get a deep reward, although he has one right now. Ult actually coming out right here in the mid lane.
The Delightful Jew almost going down.
Yeah, he's just gonna be able to walk out there. I'm not sure, maybe the E was used previously, but oh, the back not being cancelled, but him just canceling it on his own. Yeah, ult being used from JC there. Not getting much of anything, feels bad. You'd like to see them make a play, probably on bot lane.
Oh, Charm gonna connect, but nothing else is gonna really be found here. JC gonna take a turret shot kind of unnecessarily.
Yeah, he is pushing up pretty aggressively here. I don't think he has the luxury of doing that. Doesn't have enough damage right now. His ult is on cooldown. I feel like a well-played Charm and Dupless could... Oh,
That's
the...
I mean, I could have sworn I saw that land, but I guess it did not.
You know what? Riot is lying to you. That didn't land. We'll just let
JC.
Jay get the back off.
Yeah, definitely not scripted or anything. I mean, I don't know how to do that without fundamentally breaking the game, but I like throwing cheating accusations out unbiased or unbased, whatever.
Founded.
Unfounded, yes.
Yeah.
There's the word. Ethan is gonna be my walking thesaurus now.
I don't know, man. Unbased is like... I don't know. It gets the idea across. It works.
Yeah.
Bowling getting shoved in right now. They look like they could be setting up. They're getting the Scuttle Crab topside, they could be setting up for a fight around that Rift Herald. They don't have much pressure bot lane, so looking for early dragons is not going to be the play. They're probably going to look to seed the first two, and then come back after that and try and pressure for the last one, or the third and onwards. But who knows? They might try and pressure the next one.
Oh,
Coach
good
Kirk
poke.
going to be taking a lot of poke.
Yeah. Just walking straight onto a cupcake there.
Yeah. Definitely
wait.
going to hurt.
Especially with Karma's high base damage early on. I mean, Mantra Q just does so much damage.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of gold right now, a 1,000 gold lead for TSC, coming mostly from, well, not mostly from really anywhere. They have CS leads kind of across the board, and so that's contributing.
I'd say it's mostly coming from top and bot lane, because top has a 20 CS lead and bot has about a 10 CS lead. But yeah.
Mid is a 500 gold lead because of the kills. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just an all around the map lead overall for TSC right now. But
Bluff getting
Ornn
some
right
decent
now, yeah,
chunkage.
potentially
And,
a play onto Caitlyn right here, pushing up
Oh.
and
But the bind misses.
yeah.
They will be able to get priority on Dragon, which will be spawning in about a minute.
Yeah, what dragon is that? Ocean? Okay, so we're gonna get Infernal or Cloud Soul this game.
I
Should
would
be
say
interesting.
Yeah, Cloud Soul works well for either team. Definitely, I would say favors TSC actually a fair bit.
Yeah, they definitely want to get the cooldown reduction on that Shen ultimate. 4 Cloud Drakes with a Shen ult, that would feel really, really nice.
Oh, that would feel amazing. That would be
But-
like a 30-second cooldown, I believe.
I have no idea. I'd probably be more than that. Shen has a very, very long cooldown on his ult, but who knows? They're setting up for this, but they could get collapsed, so they're gonna collapse.
Follow
on
the
from all
Forge God,
sides.
gonna connect. Oh, the Delightful Jew actually steals it away. Volte gonna go down here. Blakey Ski gonna follow, does not have any flash, but Diana gets a return kill.
Yeah,
but
Diana able to trade back, but
yeah, rip
that
Blakey
is
Ski.
Dinosaur Club definitely had the better setup there. The TSC kind of went in without having much vision control or control of areas around it, so Dinosaur Club is just able to get a great setup around it and just dive in from all sides. And Delightful Jew with the better smite there, or I guess it's down a level, but able to steal away that.
Yeah,
It's gonna
very
feel good for them.
Call of
And
the
it
Forge
is going
God.
to be Cloud Drake, so
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely gonna be something that TSC wants to put a stop to the stacking as soon as possible. Wanna fly high, gonna come in here. Doesn't really have manage, but has manpower. Volte gonna shadow him.
yeah, 100%. The having no mana there, that could have potentially been something, but with no mana, he's not able to do much of anything to the Hecarim. Not able to ult into him. I actually thought Hecarim maybe could have turned on him there, but with Shen in the area, it's probably too risky.
For sure, for sure. Charm gonna go wide once again as JC returns to just picking up some farm. JC 3-0 on this Diana, feeling very confident. Already has Rod of Ages. So
Yeah, gonna be looking to stack that. Just gonna wait and scale, and probably gonna grab this blue buff here.
once again, Rift Herald is going untouched. I'm very surprised by this.
Yeah, you would think that TSC would look to take advantage of their top lane map control, but then again, with the Shen making plays on bot is a probably a better move. But they've been unsuccessful in getting Drake so far, so I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, the matchup has almost completely flipped on its head. Ornn is now up 10, well, not 10 CS, but a certain amount of CS, and feeling much more comfortable as opposed to the Shen.
Yeah, wait, what's the goal difference right there? It's like dead even, actually.
Oof. Lots of damage.
Yeah, Shen is sitting on a little bit more gold, which is not surprising considering Ornn is sitting on a Sunfire and Shen has about 900 in his pocket with the Tiamat and supplement. So he's gonna look to spend that and then come back, maybe with a teleport. He has Shen ult, so he can afford to use teleport.
Ooh, lots of poke on.
Yeah, they're potentially gonna look for the flank here.
Oh,
Shen
and
ult
that
coming
is going to
in,
be a
but-
dead Natividaddy. Teleports coming out from both teams, but JC gonna go down to Dupless. That is a huge shutdown. Rim Almighty hanging on by a thread, but Valse is also getting chunked. Morgana with the
Wow.
double kill, and that should be first turret going down to Dino Club. Early ace.
Yeah, 5 for 0. Really disjointed from TSC there. The Shen ult coming in on an already dead Karma, basically. Feels a little bit wasted. You would have liked to see that coming in on the flanking Diana, but Diana then getting hit by the Dark Binding on that side, and Kayn missing all of his abilities going in. Feels bad for them. They really had an opportunity to turn around that on a pushed up Dinosaur Club, and they just weren't able to get much of anything. And
Really
instead,
good map awareness by
yeah,
Coach Kirk
it's
to hit that Dark Binding to the back.
yeah, definitely. It was a clutch play there, because if Diana was able to get into the team without taking a lot of damage, then maybe that fight goes a little differently. Maybe Kayn is able to get out more damage and on a bunch of targets that are all grouped up, but unfortunately for TSC that didn't happen. And a binding is going to land on Diana here.
Gonna take some poke, but Dinosaur Club deciding not to go with an engage. Yeah, and
it's Dragon coming up here.
yep,
First
But,
of the Cloud Drakes.
yep, very important because this would put Dinosaur Club at soul point, and this would let Team Solo Chill start stacking that CDR, which they would very much like to have control of.
Yeah, definitely a lot of powerful ultimates on their side. Especially the Diana and the Shen.
JC caught on another Dark Binding. Consistently at half health right now.
Yeah, Coach Kirk getting a lot of these this game, it feels like.
And Drag is going to be started up.
By Dinosaur Club. Wanna Fly High will have a lot of ways into the pit here, and he
Wanna Fly High is here. Ult. Oh,
and he
blue
gets
team
the
stole
steal
it.
on it. Delightful Jew very low on the backside, but he should be able to get out. Over here, the
Wow.
Diana ult is still up, but
Gonna get. Oh, Crystalline Arrow misses by a thread, but Charm will connect and JC will go down. Wanna Fly,
Almost.
the Delightful Jew coming in from the back, and Dupless has a triple kill, 6-0 and 6 on
Yeah.
Ahri.
yeah, Dupless putting in work on his signature Ahri pick. Definitely that charm on to JC preventing the engage with the ult was very clutch from him.
For sure. And what was like a 1k gold lead in favor of Team Solo Chill is now a 6k gold lead in favor of Dinosaur Club. They are 4 times the kills up, and they are looking to get mid lane tier 1 off this push. Natividaddy is here, but nobody else from Team Solo Chill is.
Yeah, they should be able to get this and potentially, after a reset, try and get that, or just go straight to the Rift Herald before it despawns, but I'm guessing they'll try and reset here. a lot of them are holding on to. Especially, Dupless is about to spend 1,500 gold, so whew, should be able to get a lot here.
Almost at Zanya's. That is a very scary looking Ari.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. This is Dupless at a very strong point in this game.
And Team Solo Chill, once again, feeling the pressure after having a significant early game lead. JC should be able to respond. Oh, but will go down. Oh, Shen ult saves them.
So
Oh,
trading
man.
Ignite for Shen ult. I don't know what the cooldowns compare.
Cooldown for Shen ult is 162 minutes, whereas Ignite is 180 seconds. So
Yeah.
in favor of Shen ult right there, but I mean, I would still say worth.
Yeah, we'll just force that out. I mean, they did get the tower on top of it, but Shen ult is definitely a powerful cooldown that you would like to hold on to. If JC had been able to dodge the charm, they definitely could have, with the Shen ult, looked for a kill onto Dupless, but didn't happen.
Yeah, and actually, you're right, Dupless. Either they had their ult down when that, yeah, they had their ult down when that fight started, so definitely could have engaged onto it. Would have at least had to burn a flash.
Yeah, and onto that 600 gold bounty would have been really useful. Picking that up would onto one of the carries for TSC would be huge for them. But right now, JC the only one on TSC sitting on any kills.
Oh, and
a pick
Blakeyski
onto Blakeyski.
gonna get caught out, but the Wanna Fly High is gonna be in the belly of the beast there. Gonna go down to Rim Almighty.
And Blakeyski might die here as well. Yeah.
Ooh, double kill for Rim Almighty. Very solid dives coming from the side of Dino Club. They are now 14-3, and yeah, that gold lead is solidly 7K.
Yeah, there are definitely some clean pickoffs here, and this is looking like they should be able to get an inhib. JC is trying to trade as much as he can on the other side, knowing that if he comes back, he will not be able to help his team defend this, and it is better for him to try and trade. But at this point, Dino Club can just look back towards its drag after a reset, and keep on extending their lead, get to Soul Point, potentially pressure the side lane turrets.
Oh, Dupless getting a little aggressive, looking for a kill onto Natividaddy, but no, they will just, like ships passing in the night, after some scrapage.
Yeah, JC looking to pressure the side lane more and more this game, knowing that can't really help out his team, down about 7,000 gold at this point in the game. So
Flaw. Gonna get hit with a nice crescent Q from Diana, delay the back a little bit more. Dinosaur Club do have priority over this Drake for now.
Dinah will definitely look to teleport into this to fight around it, although they might just have to give it over. I don't see them winning this fight. Could get another Miracle Steal from Wanna Fly High, but it might just go down too quickly.
Wanna Fly High is going in. The Dragon is at 800, but Red Team kills it. JC gets hit with a Crystalline Arrow. Then ult has to come down, but Blakeyski's already dead. Volte is caught in the back line. Wanna Fly High gonna get charmed and killed by Dupless, and the Delightful Jew is able to cancel Volte's. Oh, okay. The Delightful Jew. Wow, Bluff is already in the base. What?
Yeah, and this might be a GG here.
I don't know about that one. Blakeyski is almost up. They might be able to get a Nexus Tower or two off of it. I mean, I would back up now though. I mean, everybody on TSC is almost back up, but if they are able to win a fight here, this could be No, it won't be a sub 25-minute game. I'm debating.
Almost really clean game so far from Dinosaur Club. They haven't really lost. They haven't lost a single person in any fight so far. It has been. They got the 3 early kills onto JC prior to the dragon fights and team fights, and then since then it has been absolutely nothing for TSC, with Dinosaur Club just winning fight after fight without losing a single member.
Yeah, and it's only going to get scarier because Ornn is level 13. That means he has his ornaments. Once he hits level 14, that means he can start giving other people ornaments. And Blade of the Ruined King and Ludens are both upgradable items. Or wait, isn't Zhonya's upgradable? I think Zhonya's is upgradable. I don't play
yeah,
with Ornns enough.
Zhonya's Paradox, I think, is the upgrade.
Either way, gonna definitely help Dinosaur Club feel a lot more expressive in their team fights.
Yeah, getting the ornaments, as you call them, well, definitely, it's just free gold, basically. It just gives you, that's the kind of the way to think about it, is it just is handing you free stats that you would have had to spend gold on, but now you don't because you have an Ornn on your team. And so it kind of can balloon gold leads. So right now it's about 7,000, 8,000, but when you throw in the Ornn items and how much like they're worth in terms of stat efficiency, you can turn that into like a 10,000 gold lead just from having those, or maybe more.
Very, very scary as Dinosaur Club set up a death brush. Wanna Fly High is in the area. They're gonna go for it. Gonna whiff most, but
Yeah,
I
everything going wide, but I actually think Blakey Ski tanked that Ash arrow.
Volte, now Bluff is caught behind enemy lines. Wanna Fly High. Gonna get chunked to half health, but Diana is in the back line. This is a little bit more of a botched fight on the side of Dinosaur Club, but so far they haven't lost anybody. Volte gonna get taken out here. The Delightful Jew picking up several kills, and Dupless gonna charm JC, the Delightful Jew, with his E going in. Flash burnt by JC.
Yeah,
Little
this
bit
should
of
be
mastery
GG
here.
here.
Yeah, they could just go for the final push. Wanna Fly High really doesn't have any means of stopping this. It's 4 people to 1. And
The inhib's respawning though, so they'll have to grab
Ah.
that and wait for a wave.
that does give Natividaddy and Blakey Ski some time to respond, but oh, Volte's also gonna come up too, but JC, the guy who has damage on the team,
that
is nowhere to be
Natividaddy
found.
dead, I think.
Wanna Fly High going in, trying to get something onto the Delightful Jew. He lives with like 10 health.
Oh,
There's
he
the
eventually
shutdown.
does.
Volte going down very slowly but surely. Blakey Ski almost caught out by another Dark Binding, but they are just content to reset. Dragon is actually almost up. Bluff just gonna walk off that Caitlyn ult like it's nothing. Another Call of the Forge God. Our JC is charmed, not even able to get a ultimate off, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, is GG. It should be, it will be.
Yeah.
Natividaddy is gonna die one more time before it happens, but it does. 28-4, Dinosaur Club absolutely
13-0.
shut out this
12,
game.
0 and 12, 13, 0 and 12 on this Ari. Absolute monster performance from Dupless.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's going to be the 2-1 victory for Dino Club here in week 4. I think, I think that makes them go on to a 3-1 record, correct? I'm pretty sure.
Series-wise, yes.
Yeah, I think the series that puts Dino Club at 3-1.
And I believe this puts TSC at 1 and 3.
Yeah, TSC now at 1 and 3. Had some rough matches. Also falling to Mamba mentality, I believe, last week.
Yeah, this is
Pixel is rigging
tough-
these. How she always win.
a tough loss for TSC, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely went to
Feel
see
like
the
that game 2 could have turned, but game 3, Dinosaur Club just had
Yes.
the foot on their throat and just pressed down, snapped their neck.
They took the Dino Fact BM all the way to game 3, man.
Yeah, they
Crazy.
had to react. You had to remind them about the Dino fact, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
There it is.
very important.
Yeah, JC
Ari?
angered the dinosaur and
We'll see if he still doesn't believe in dinosaurs after Dinosaur Club thrash him like that. But Ari, with the most damage on that game, 21,000 damage to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
But
Very,
yeah,
very true.
yeah, Ari with a monster performance. So definitely the MVP going to Dupless.
I don't know, man. Coach Kirk definitely MVP of at least last game.
Yeah,
I
although
would say
Dupless
so.
came through pretty big this game.
I mean, Rim Almighty also didn't die, and he had some pretty clean crystalline arrows. So
Very true.
all around,
Doing second most
very
damage in the game.
well composed game by Dinosaur Club. Uh, TSC almost had it with the early game, but they just weren't able to find that momentum in the mid game, and that caused them to fall. Dirt Team Pog, remnants of Ishtar. Oh, wait. Yeah, can we?
Are we getting an interview?
I'm
To
down.
drag him in? I don't know.
I imagine it's either BW or Danny. Drag me in, coach. Interview me instead. Alex Williams, your game was on Friday, if I remember correctly. You lost your chance. Lost your chance for the interview. You had thoughts on the games?
Danny, okay.
Well, also, to be fair, Alex Williams, I was not casting, but hello.
You there?
What do you have to say about the Dino Fact BM that JC imposed on y'all pre-game 2? By the way, he's not saying anything. Oh, he's in the bathroom.
I told him he's getting interviewed. Coach Kirk in here.
Hey,
What's
how's it
up,
going?
guys?
So I do have to how did y'all sort of position your game plan after game 1, especially with the Dino Fact BM early on in game 2, but specifically the fact that y'all decided to pick up on what TSC was doing in terms of the draft, it seemed?
Yeah, well, I mean, our biggest issue game 1 was the lack of Dino Fact. I don't know if that was noticed on the desk, but once the game ended, we immediately knew where the improvements could come, and luckily, game 2 we remembered to put that fact in there. And game 3, it was it was easy to remember to put that fact in. So that was our biggest improvement in the series. But yeah, we I don't know. Our drafts were pretty good game 2 and 3, but game 1 was pretty troll. Even in the pro draft, we were like, okay, we lost draft, but
And why would y'all say that specifically? I mean, just sort of in terms of like identity, or like just in terms of matchups?
well, matchups. I mean, we played Malphite into Silas, which is pretty bad. Like,
Yeah,
it's
clearly.
terrible. And we didn't really account for that. And then, yeah, our jungle inted a few times, but we're used to that, so we were able to almost bounce back from that. And then, I don't know, we fell behind early and couldn't really find a way out, but made the adjustments. And of course, Dupless on the carry grind. Hopefully, he gets back from the bathroom soon,
What's
so
up?
he can.
I'm back.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
he's back.
He's back.
Talk to the real MVP here. He's also the draft wizard that cost us game 1, but
Hey, draft game 1 was fine. The team got mad at me though. What can you do?
Honestly, I think it was okay if y'all had just executed a little bit more decisively on fights and closed out the game earlier.
So wise, so true.
yeah, we got caught out a bunch game 1, but also our Ash play last game pretty underrated. Led the team in assists basically.
There was a lot of really clean crystalline arrows that I saw there.
Yeah, it was surprising to us that he was hitting them because I mean we practice with him, so we see it. But hey, it worked out.
Would you ever? I know Dupless, the guy in the booth right next, we're 2 names above me, is like the main carry of y'all's team. But would y'all
Mhm.
ever consider putting Rim Almighty on a more hyper carry champ, not necessarily the very safe Ezreal Kate Ash picks that we saw this series?
Well, I don't want to spoil too much of what's to come, but he does like the vein now and then.
Ooh,
Luckily,
classic BTL vein.
he's not in charge of draft, so that usually stays on the sideline. But one of these days,
Kate. I'm gonna be honest. Our team doesn't really know any of the teams until the week we're playing them.
we haven't started the studying
We haven't
process
started
yet.
Yeah, the study starts tomorrow.
Yeah, 8 hours, Tuesday through Friday. We'll get to know him.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, I did see that. Did they
Let's
win
spice
them?
it.
All right. Well, do you have any insight for us that we could any must bans? Yeah, that's okay.
You're just trying to leak strats.
Yeah, I think the only game I remember was like week 1 when Expo was popping off on Zeroth or something like that. But it'll be a good match.
I do have a question for Dino Club who are here in the booth. Um, so I put y'all at the top of my week 1 power or week 2 power rankings. Because I was like really just floored by y'all's initial games. Uh, so a lot of people have been telling me though that like y'all have had a bit of an easier schedule despite and like y'all had your like first series loss at the hands of Predictive Gaming. So I was just wondering, do y'all think that your schedule so far has been easy when y'all compare the teams you played against to other games? And do you think that the loss against Predictive Gaming was just an outlier, or that maybe y'all might have a little bit of a tougher time going up against the say like Ape Chimps, who Ethan, my castmate, is also a part of?
I think we're right now we're pretty good, but we did have an easy first couple weeks. I think some of those teams were missing some players those weeks, but we did scrim Ape Chimps once and we lost, and then we lost to Predictive. But I think we're pretty even with Predictive and just a bit below Ape Chimps. So
Yeah, I
top
mean
of the tier 2.
y'all did take a game off of them in that series. It was very close.
Took a game
And
off of
then
us in scrims too.
heartbreak.
Pain, suffering.
We love game 3s, I guess.
It's tough.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for letting us interview y'all. We wish y'all the best of luck in the rest of the season. Well, at least I do. I am the only unbiased voice here in the
I
booth who
guess
can really say that.
I guess Ethan and I represent 2 of the other top teams, I guess. But no, I still love to see good games. I love to see competitive games. Game 3s are very fun for the audience and for the people watching. For us that are casting means that we have a long night, but it's also good. It's nice to see still. I'm still excited to see
Yep.
Game 3. I am still a fan of watching.
One last thing for all the teams that are watching.
Mhm.
Can you ban Morgana when you play against us? Because I get put on it every time, and I hate the champ. So if you're listening out there, I need some help, and I have no control. So thank you.
Okay, BTL, you heard him. Ban Morgana.
All right, thanks, boys.
All right, thank you. And we're gonna look for someone to host now. Probably gonna host our man, our dude, Quad the God, original member of the BTL community from back in the day. So, wait, what happened? Okay, yeah. Be sure. Ooh, whoa, that's a lot of points. Wait. How does that man have over 330,000 points? What happened? What happened?
Maria keeps going through.
Maria, what is this? This is nonsense. Oh my God. Whatever.
Dear
We're still going to
Lord.
host Quad the God. Be sure to show him some love. Go over there and say something BTL weight or something like that. He is one of the originals of the community. We love us some Quad. So go sure to check him out, follow his stream and all that stuff.
Thank y'all for
Very
tuning in.
important. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and be sure to be back here tomorrow because we have a Tuesday game as well between Jace and Dirt Team, I believe, right? Is that who it is? Jason Dirt Team? Yeah, Jason, whoever they're playing.